Welcome, everybody, to the StreamCast podcast with F2K ComNet ambassadors. Dr. Doof, Ice Yoshi, Luna Lilith, Uncle Russ, myself, Jaffer, MTG is going to be here in a second. Apologize in advance that Astral's Flame is not going to be here today, and some last second things come up. Hopefully, he said he's going to be lurking in here for a little bit and try to show up as much as he can in chat, but won't be joining us. We're going to go ahead and run some introductions as well, just in case you haven't seen any of these F2K ComNet ambassadors before. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and get started with Luna Lilith and go around the circle here and with Uncle Russ, all right?
Sounds good.
Cool. Luna Lilith, who are you?
Hello. I am Lunar Lilith 28. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I've been streaming since about July 2020. I have a lot of animals, and yeah, I think that's about sums me up.
All right. Streams variety games and has animals. Well, I mean, we can get into stuff like that in the as well as we go on. Dr. Doof.
Sorry, minor difficulty there. Push to talk. Yes, got it. Pro streamer. I am Dr. Doof. I've been streaming since 2017, so just past 4 years, and slowly on the way to partner. I can we'll see if that happens. Most kind of a variety streamer, but I do stick mainly with Factorio, with a few other games sprinkled in there. Family Guy. In fact, I'm missing out on supper right now, but that's okay. This is cool.
All right, moving on to Ice Yoshi.
Hi guys, I'm Ice Yoshi. I have been streaming for about 4 to 5 years, so give or take. I've taken some breaks here and there, so my schedule is kind of sporadic, but usually when I am streaming, you guys can catch me playing Magic the Gathering Arena, and I am dipping a little bit into variety as well.
All right, perfect. And Uncle Russ.
Hey, Uncle Russ here. I started streaming. Actually, I just hit my 2-year anniversary about 2 weeks ago, so that was pretty cool. We started streaming D&D, and then I kind of fell into Magic and became a variety streamer. So, basically it's mediocre play and bad jokes are kind of my MO.
So this is why me and you get along, Uncle Russ, okay? Let the bad jokes keep pouring it on. I know you did help me with the Stream League this past Sunday. And there was no shortage of bad jokes, so hopefully I did you proud.
I was very proud.
All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. Guys, is there anything... I want to kind of do the first thing as kind of like an open, right? Do you want to talk... Does anybody want to talk about anything specific? What's on your mind? Is there something you really wanted to talk about today? I'm going to leave it open to some of you. If you'd like... If there's something that you really want to talk about, let's go ahead and get that started first. And if it's nothing, it's okay.
I have no agenda, sir.
All right. Nobody. Okay, sounds good. All right, I'm going to go off with the question I really wanted to ask, and I wanted to get your perspective on. And we're going to be getting your perspective on a lot of things. Maybe we'll talk about some games that you guys play as well. But what is it? I'm going to ask, what does it mean to be on a stream team? I'm going to go ahead and start with Lilith and work my way around.
Oh man. All right. To me, I didn't really know what that meant, to be completely honest, until I became a part of F2K ComNet, because when I first started, I fell into kind of the follow type stream teams that weren't really stream teams. They were more like, I don't know, cults. So when I met F2K ComNet, I was a little hesitant, and I was like, I'm not entirely sure, because like the last stream teams I was a part of, it wasn't really that, but now that definition has really changed for me. A stream team is building. It's a tool in the sense to build genuine connections, but not just for streaming. It's really a good way, at least for me, to make new friends and make bonds with other people that I probably would have been too scared to do a year ago. So that's kind of what it means to me.
Yeah, there's an aspect of it. We can talk about this too. I can write it down, but about the follow for follow thing, because I know there's a lot of it's kind of easy to I don't know what the word is, tricked or something to get into the follow for follow thing. I don't know if anyone else here has, because I know all of you stream. I don't know if anyone else here has kind of thought about it or done it. Like I'm full transparency. I tried it when I first like was trying to get affiliate, and you see that I need 50 followers requirement to get affiliate, right? And you're like, well, how the heck am I going to do that? I don't even know 50 people, or like I don't even talk to 50 people like all the time. There was this statistic that I saw that was about you can basically only count it on one hand the amount of people you can have like real relationship with at the same time. I don't know if it's with one hand or something else, but or maybe it was a certain number of something about how your brain capacity to have relationships with people. And I was like, I don't even like 50 is just so astronomically high for me. And I was like, well, how am I going to do that? I mean, it makes sense to have people like, oh, I'll follow you, you follow me back, right? That kind of makes sense, like in your head. If you only need 50, and that's like kind of like a concrete number. But at the same time, you want to get those 50 organically, and you don't want those 50 to just never watch you, right? That just defeats the whole purpose. What do you have to say about that, Dr. Toof?
Well, when I first started streaming, there was no affiliate program. In fact, it was probably about a month and a half after I started is when the affiliate program first hit. So I never really fell into that follow for follow. To me, it didn't make sense because it's like, okay, sure, thanks for the follow. I don't know. To me, it didn't make sense. And again, since the affiliate program didn't exist, there wasn't a, hey, you need 50 followers to even be a part of this group. To me, it didn't make sense. I can understand people nowadays where that follow for follow, at least at the beginning, just to get the numbers, works. But I never really understood that. I mean, there was still follow for follow stuff happening when I first started, but I didn't get it. I'm like, oh, thanks, guy. Thanks for the follow. And then people would be in, drop a message, of course, saying, hey, F2F. Okay, great.
All right. Yeah. What do you? I'll ask you the same question, Dr. Doof. What does it mean to be on a stream team?
Well, I have been on 4 or 5 stream teams now since I started streaming. At first, it was just a prestige. The very first stream team I was in was it was the stream team to be on if you played Kerbal Space Program, and I got invited, and it was great. And nobody said a darn thing in Discord. Nobody really did anything with the team. Not that they were bad people, it's just the networking wasn't there. And then my next mainstream team, honestly, was F2K ComNet. I kind of fell into that one. I went through the whole, I don't even remember how or when I joined F2K ComNet. I'll be quite honest. I have no idea when. I know I was a member of it, and I got to the gold status, and then I just kind of forgot about it. And then it was actually at my 3-year stream anniversary last year. I got rated by the F2K ComNet team, and I'm like, whoa, wait a second. And at that point, I became a very active member in that community, and it was great because people were there, people were talking, people were seeing each other. This whole raid concept was absolutely amazing. And it's just a great way to build community. And that's what streaming is. Twitch isn't going to advertise for you. That's not their job. And so getting to know people, seeing what they're about, learning their communities, becoming a part of their community, they might do the same thing back for you, but never expect it. Honestly, it's a great experience being part of a stream team that is active like ComNet.
Right, that's one of the main things I noticed for this team as opposed to others, right? Because I've had some friends that were a part of others, and not saying there's like this is the only stream team out there. There's a lot of them, and they have great people, but this is probably the one that I've seen that tries to do the most for streamers that I've ever seen or witnessed in my life. Like the amount of things that ComNet does for streamers to either get people noticed or get new eyeballs on them, to just create a community where you can just talk to and just say good morning. I'm pretty sure I've seen more good mornings and good afternoons, mostly good afternoons. I don't know when you wake up, Lilith, but it's okay. I woke up at 12:30 in the afternoon today, so not gonna no wake up shaming here.
Thank you.
but like just the most support, regardless of what game you're playing. Like there's a lot of us that play Magic the Gathering, and I play Magic the Gathering myself. But just the most supportive group of people on Twitch. Like I don't have much experience in like other games and other stream teams with like anything like League of Legends or anything like that. But just for everything that I've seen, it's by far the most inclusive group of people that I've come across. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, I've haven't been part of a few stream teams. This one, this is a community. It's not based around a single concept. It's an open community, and that's it. It's a nice melting pot. It's really cool. I mean, I've seen so many new games from ComNet and exposed to people I never would have seen otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting. I like it.
Now let's go to you, Ice Yoshi. What does it mean to be on a stream team?
The biggest thing is others have touched on is it's all about community, guys. I've been on multiple stream teams, and I've seen the follow for follow traps. I've seen stream teams that go, "Oh yeah, we're all about this. We're all about this," and there's no interaction, there's no engagement, there's no opportunity for people. This is a great stream team. There's people, as Doof mentioned, that are active daily in Discord. We grow to learn more about each other. I've gotten to know Lilith really well over the last year. Russ as well, because I've done some events with him, and Doof I've talked to multiple times. And that is something that is really unique and something that's very special about being on this stream team. The people who run the team, Fade to Karma, fantastic. The admins are so approachable. They're so friendly. You don't see that from other stream teams that I've seen. And I've been doing it for a little bit, a while, just kind of in and out, and getting to meet new people, learn about people, getting to see different kinds of content that are out there. I used to be locked into just watching one specific type of content, and I'd look for who was streaming, who had the most viewers, who was doing the big thing at this time, and because of the stream team, I've been able to network with other people that I would never have met any other way. I've been exposed to, like Doof, new games that I never even considered watching or let alone playing. It's just absolutely amazing. And the potential out there for networking when that you have hundreds of people, and I think we're probably approaching 1,000 people now. That opportunity is something that's very special and very unique, and something I'm very thankful to have been a part of since the beginning.
Yeah, a lot of really, really good things that you said there. And just certain things that just happen in the Fade to Karma ComNet team, you just don't get anywhere else. Yeah, thank you for that. Moving on to you, Uncle Russ. What does it mean to be a part of the stream team?
For me, it's hard to explain. See, I started streaming, like I said, about 2 years ago, and I got into the follow for follow and kind of fell off with it because of that. I made affiliate and then promptly kind of quit streaming for a little bit just because I lost interest. I came back, found ComNet, and not only did I meet people in literally all over the US, Canada. There's people in Europe. I'm Kiwadian, I think, is both a Kiwi and Canadian.
Kiwa.
The feeling of community is something that everybody's touched on, but it really is something that is an intangible until you experience it and until you really become a part of it. I've found games and streams that I can guarantee in my normal life I probably would have never ever even thought about it. And finding things, I now have a vested interest in Lil's romance with Sebastian on Stardew Valley.
Look,
And my wife just looked at me like I'm a crazy person. And that's the awesomeness of this whole thing. Yeah, we stream. Yeah, but it's the smiles and the real feeling of harmony in a group that is looking out for you, not just in your streaming, although a lot with that, but there are people who legitimately care about you and want to or look out for you in your day-to-day life. And you can't get that anywhere else. I've tried a couple different stream teams, and Fade to Karma ComNet's where it's at.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and that's one of the things that I've noticed. For like, I'm the type of person that I'm like in it 100% or I'm just out, and the fact that I'm still in 100% just means that much, right? For there's been different things that I've done in the past that, and especially with stream teams as well. Jaffer's coming in here. Especially with things that I've done in the past as well, that if it wasn't as internally, what's the word for it, authentic, wanting to help people out in an authentic way, if it wasn't like that, I wouldn't still be in it. And just the fact
Definitely.
that I am still, then that actually says a lot. And I know myself, and I know I would be out of it if it wasn't like that.
It's like there's a great quote. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yep. Yeah, look at Uncle Russ being the actual uncle for us, giving us the quotes.
I mean, it's 100%. You know, one of the biggest things that has been very unique in my eyes, and I think a lot of others that are in this group today will relate to, is, you know, it's a family. It truly has become a family. You know, like Russ was mentioning, you know, Russ and I talk every single day. You know, I care about what's going on in his life. He cares about what's going on in my life. You know, if we don't hear from each other, you know, in a few days, hey, you know, are you doing okay? Is everything going, you know, as planned? You know, what's new? You know, and just, you know, that is something that I don't think you can appreciate enough until that is happened to you. And that uniqueness with ComNet has created that atmosphere where that, you know, people have grown to become lifelong friends. You know, I've had friendships grow out of ComNet that have been lasting for 4 or 5 years already. And well, I guess for 2 years, but still, it's just something that's so unique, you know, and to, you know that somebody else out there, you know, cares about you, even though you've never met them in real life, you know, very special.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I'm gonna put you on the spot, Jaffer. Okay, I know you weren't ready to talk because you just got here, but
I thought it was at a later time. I apologize. I had a family thing that I was actually helping out today.
no, it's okay. I have 2 questions for you. Number one
right.
is number 2, and the one I'm going to ask you second, which I'm going to ask you first. This is weird, but what does it mean to be on a stream team? But first, the first question I want you to ask is, for those of you who are in the chat that are maybe from Fade to Karma ComNet that haven't seen you before, or maybe seen your content or know anything about you, who are you? Your little introduction, little intro.
First thing, I do want to apologize. That looks like I'm looking down because I am. I'm not looking at my camera. My computer is out of commission, so I'm on a very old laptop that has everything plugged into it right now, and I can't stream on that. But I'm Jaffer. Jaffer MTG. I'm a Twitch streamer. Plays a lot of Magic the Gathering. That has cats that are very loud in the background. Yeah, I've been streaming for a little over a year now, and I've been on the F2K ComNet community for a while now. I'm not sure how long exactly, but I like it a lot. I'm sorry. The other question you asked wasn't mean to be on a streaming team.
Yes.
Okay. So as for like a streaming team, at first when I guess I'll just kind of talk about how I thought about it at first and how my mind has changed of it, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead and talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay. So when I first started streaming, I was originally doing it just for fun thing to fill time in during like pandemic stuff that's going on, and it's been a lot of fun. And eventually, when I became affiliate, I thought like I want to be on a team kind of thing. I didn't know much about it, didn't know anything. I thought it was just like I just thought a team was like a team. That's all I thought. I didn't think of anything further. And then I found out about Team Aether for Magic the Gathering Arena streamers, and didn't really find anything with that. It was just basically a label that you got on yourself, and that's how I felt about that. Now, as for like after a while, I heard some other other streamers about the same size as me at the time were like, hey, I've been hearing about like F2K ComNet, or they kept on F2K because everybody says F2K instead of F2K ComNet. It's shorter. But so I checked into it and I thought, oh, this looks pretty cool, and I joined it. And at first I thought it was just like it just be cool to have this next to my name, and then that slowly transitioned into like, oh wow, it's actually like a community. Like people actually like talk and hang out here, and it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. And then eventually I asked if I could help out, and I became an F2K ComNet ambassador, like everybody else here. And it's been a lot of fun. But to be in the community, I would say for like a streaming team, as a team aspect, like if you're looking for, when I hear team, I think esports. But the other thought I think of is like a community instead of esports. Like ComNet is a community, not an esports team. F2K might be more of an esports team and a community for their streamers. Like a lot of people get those two mixed up, of F2K and F2K ComNet. They're two separate things. I don't know if that was discussed already. But,
no, it was not. That was actually one of my next questions, so thank you. I'm going to go around and ask you about that.
Okay. But to be in a community for streaming, it's been a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. You make a lot of great friends while being in it. Everybody here I became friends with. I talked to Yoshi, Russ, Astral's Flame. I'm not sure where he is, but I talked to Astral Flames as well, and Lilith every day. Dr. Doof, I talk to as often as I can. Not as much as I want to, but I've been pretty busy with a new job, and as much as I want to talk to everybody, I try to talk to as much as I can. And just fun interacting with just the new people that come in and stuff.
Yeah, one of those like cool rushes, and this has happened the other day, is that when you get like one or two new people that come in, and everyone just like bombards them with welcome to ComNet, right?
Yes.
It's just like an awesome feeling when they're like, just feel like kind of overwhelmed, and they get into the chat for the first time, and it's just like, whoa, these people actually talk to me. Like, wait, what? You know? Like,
I remember when you first joined, I talked you into joining. Like, I told you to join, you're like, okay. You didn't like put a thought to it. And then after you joined, I asked you, why are you talking in here? And you felt a bit overwhelmed with how many people were in there at first.
Oh yeah, for sure. And since you subbed and you did that whole like FJHFK the B thing, the boop boop thing, no one heard you say any of that because I have TTS on my subs.
Okay, let me say it again.
Thanks for the 8 months, by the way. 8 whole freaking months.
No problem. So to anybody that's in chat that didn't hear what I just said, I talked James into joining F2K ComNet, and all I had to tell him was join this community, and he's like, okay. And after that, I noticed he wasn't really talking much, and then I was curious, like, hey, why aren't you talking in here? I think you'd be a great fit, like, to just interact with everybody here. And then he was nervous with how many people were in the server or in the community. So I remember that's how that interaction started, and then you slowly just started putting random emotes into some channels, and then it turned into some talking here and there.
Yeah, there was the whole astral pog movement. But
can I briefly?
Yeah, go ahead,
Dr.
Dr. Go ahead.
This year?
Yes, go ahead.
Now Sparks mentioned something in chat that did spark something in me as well here.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Hey, got to put the jokes when you can. But a community, a stream team. Like I mentioned before, how I had a stream team that it was more of a badge of honor than it was anything else. When it comes to a community, what you put into it is what you'll get out of it. Now, that doesn't mean if you put in hundreds of hours watching somebody else, they're going to put hundreds of hours watching you. No, that means if you want a community to succeed and grow, and you want to grow as a streamer, you need to be a part of that community. So let's say you are a Magic the Gathering streamer. If you never watch any Magic the Gathering streamers, never take part in any kind of discussion somewhere, you might still grow, but it's not going to be at the same rate that you would if you were part of the community. Now, F2K ComNet is another one of those communities where again, we're not specifically on one specific game, but like, crap, who mentioned other before? Might have been Ice Yoshi, about how this is where you develop friendships. This is where you develop people to enjoy their stream, enjoy their time. Don't expect anything back, but put in some effort to become part of the community, put in some effort to become part of their community, and that person may not reciprocate. You know what? That's okay. That's not what this is about. This isn't a follow for follow. This isn't a view for view. This is Twitch in general, not just this community. But it's, you put in the effort, it can and will come back to you.
Oh yeah, for sure. One big thing, and I've seen this come up in the Discord server, but one big thing that you mentioned, I kind of want to expand on a little bit, because you kind of like said it in passing, is or you mentioned it a little bit, but I kind of want to expand on it. Is doing things because you expect other things, not just watching a Magic streamer and like telling them that you're a streamer real quick and like expecting them to like either give you a shout out or raid you or something, right? Because that's not the deal with, like, especially like a stream team like this, where like it's built on friendships, authenticity, etc., right? And if you're going into like the Discord server for F2K ComNet just to try to get a raid or some other kind of benefit, that's not what we're going for here. We're a community, we're a family of people, we're people getting to know each other. If you're here for the first time, you will know that this is like the most welcoming place that you'll probably ever see. So I do want to get into that a little bit, is kind of like removing expectations, if you will. If anyone has anything to add to that.
Yeah, I think that, like everybody's already mentioned, you're going to get out of F2K ComNet what you put into it. If you want to join and just hang out, see what it's all about, and never engage, that's fine. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that, But you're not going to get the most out of F2K ComNet from that. The most important thing is, just even saying hi, it could spark up a conversation. What's really cool about this community is how people do get to know each other, and they get to go, watch your stream and everything, and as Doof mentioned, yes, you're going to put a lot of effort into, making those connections and getting to know people. Is everybody going to reciprocate? Don't expect it. That doesn't happen. But when it does happen, continue that relationship with the person. And the foundation for you to have that opportunity to build those relationships and to get to kind of, break out of your comfort zone. I know that for a lot of people, sometimes breaking the ice is the hardest thing to do. It's like that in person as well, especially as we come out of the pandemic, right? Just a simple hi, how's your day going? Things like that can start getting those connections and those relationships built. And then from there, participating in the community raids that we mentioned earlier. It's more than just, being a body going into the raid. It's, hey, tell me about yourself. I've never seen your stream before. This is pretty cool, and then maybe that lays the foundation for a collaboration in the future. Or maybe it just lays that foundation for you to be able to learn about a new streamer who's just starting out. Maybe they need a little bit of help. Maybe they don't realize they have technical issues going on. Right, Jaffer? And
oh,
I'm sorry. I can't help it.
Oh.
But no, but seriously, having this, Jaffer and I are really good friends, so. But it builds those relationships. It builds those foundations. Just even with a simple hello, participating in a raid. And you know what? Maybe you'll be the next person that gets raided. Like Doof mentioned earlier, Doof was very inactive in ComNet. He was just kind of, hanging out and never really said anything. And as he said, it was on the back burner for him. And that one time we came in and raided him, changed everything for him. And now Doof is recognized by the community. He's engaged with the community. It's a very cool thing. And
The community has
from
been
that,
very
other
supportive
things-
with him
Yeah.
also trying to push for partner too.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is when
Very
you're
much
on that
so.
edge, being a part of something like this can push you over that edge. And even if it doesn't push you over the edge today, you know, maybe it comes tomorrow, maybe it comes in a month, maybe it comes in 6 months, you know, but that opportunity exists there. But you get out of it what you put into it.
Now,
Um,
I'm not saying it's F2K ComNet's fault, but I've about doubled my average viewership since I became active in F2K ComNet. Just saying.
I'm gonna say the same thing, and it's not just doubled. It's like 8 times.
we'll say the one thing about managing expectations is not only do you get what you put into it, but at the same time, you can't expect everybody to appreciate or agree with everything you're going to do. I have a habit of a little copy pasta that I do every morning with the, national days and a little inspirational quote. I've had people say, could you not? And I
Really?
respect that. But, and I do. But it's one of those things where, the bonds that you do make become that much stronger because of it. Because you have all these interesting and wonderful people to meet. Yeah, the first couple might not, you might just get along okay, and it would be like somebody you work with and you're friendly in passing, but then there's going to be bonds that you're going to create that will be ridiculously strong, and that is the beauty of the whole thing.
Right.
Just my 2 cents.
For me, I know that me and Jaffer go back to like my first month streaming. I don't even know where I would even be if I didn't meet him, and I literally tell you that genuinely.
I'm gonna say
I
the
don't
first
think
time
I
I
don't
met
think I would
you,
have. Yeah, go ahead.
the first time I met you, I was like, "Who the heck is this person?" Because you rated me, and you were just talking about like you were talking about Sam Sony One without saying his name, and in my chat, and like I found you through blah 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 blah, and I'm like, who are you talking about? Well, you're so energetic in chat though, but like okay. And then afterwards, like I went into Samson's chat one day, and all of a sudden, like you said, "Hey, Jaffer," I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, that guy. Like I just love getting to know people, and just like being a part of F2K ComNet kind of like was the glue to me, like just like kind of like what I needed, right? I love getting to know people. I love like when I first started streaming, like this first month and a half, I wanted to like know every Magic streamer, because like I just love to get to know people. I don't know, like there's this thing called like there's like I don't know if you know the personality types or the names for some of them, but like mine is sanguine. If you've ever heard of that before, I'm like the most sanguine person you can ever meet. Like I want to know people. I want to talk to everybody. I don't know how to lurk in a chat. I just don't know how to do that. I will if I'm in your chat, I'm talking. If I'm not in your chat, I'm probably not there unless I'm like eating or something. So like I just want to get to know people, and I think F2K ComNet was like such a big place for me to do that. And like Jaffer said, when I was kind of intimidated at first with ComNet because it was so big, and I was like, where do I talk? There's just like so many channels. And he's like, dude, it's easy. Just there's like
Select your
a
role.
card games thing. There's like a role thing is super easy. There's like you just talk in card games, and people that are playing card games will talk to you. That easy. It's not that many people if you look at it like that. So if you do feel overwhelmed and you're not like a sanguine person like me, or maybe you are like to talk to people but still feel kind of overwhelmed, there's like places in the Discord where you'll find like your group of people. You're not going to get along with every single person, right? Like you have something to say about that, dude?
Yeah, real quick. Just to expand on your point, I mean, I'm a lot like you. If I'm in your channel and I'm watching your channel, I'm active in your channel. I'm going to be chatting with you. I might have you up on lurk if I'm not talking, lurking to help support, whatever. That's all it is. It's a support lurk, if you will. But if I'm in your channel and I'm active, I'm watching you. I am also I like to talk, as is probably evident already in this podcast. But there's nothing wrong with lurkers. First of all, just make sure to point that out. Keep in mind that when you are part of a community, you already have a common ground. F2K ComNet is a community of streamers. We're all streamers. We've all started at the same spot. We all started with 0 followers, 0 viewers, and we've worked our way up. Okay, so we know we've been there. And if you're watching a streamer, there's a common ground. That streamer's playing Magic the Gathering. Chances are you got there because you enjoyed Magic the Gathering or you like the streamer. So there's already an easy way to start a conversation. Start a conversation. From there, a relationship can develop, much like we see in the ComNet Discord. Because all these people you see right here on the screen, like mentioned, we talk very regularly. Now, it may not be every day, but we're talking regularly. I pop into your channels, as regularly as I can.
Oh yeah, for sure. I do want to ask about this, and I want to kind of like start a branch on a topic we've talked about, or we mentioned a little bit so far. What is the difference between Fade to Karma and Fade to Karma ComNet for people in chat that might be listening that don't know the difference? So let's go ahead and talk about that. If anyone would like to give that answer, feel free. Or we can all bounce it off of each other. That's okay too.
I'm sorry. So you want the answer of like what the difference between the two is?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead, Russ.
I was going to say there is the main team, which is the Fade to Karma team. They are a professional esports organization. They have a lot of fantastic streamers. A couple of them actually came from the ranks of ComNet ambassadors like Zabruckus, who actually still even comes in every once in a while just to say hey, which is really nice.
She's still an ambassador as well.
Is she? That's cool.
Yes.
Today I learned. But it's, they're like the pro league. Fade to Karma ComNet is a up and coming group where we're working towards that. But we're definitely not the main group. It is easier to just say Fade to Karma or F2K, but there is that difference, and some people end up misrepresenting that. So it's good in a way that we can differentiate.
Oh yeah,
there's been a couple instances where
go ahead.
There's been a couple instances where like somebody that's brand new or has been streaming for a little bit and they don't do much research into something before joining, and they join ComNet and thinking that they joined the main team. That's happened a couple times, from I understand. So like, if you do ever consider joining a community or a team, I highly recommend doing research to make sure you're joining what you would like to join. Which a community I do highly suggest to join.
Yeah, are there? Yeah. I'm not too familiar with this side of it, but are there any stream teams that are literally just doesn't have the relationship side of it? Just like I'm joining this because I want to get hosted. Are there things like that?
Probably.
Oh, yeah, there's things like that. The first stream team I was on, which I'm not going to mention names, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty much just a small community of host for host type things, and they portrayed themselves as a stream team, and all you got from it was just, I'll host you, then you host me, etc., etc., which is kind of a dangerous spiral, because what are you truly getting out of that? Yeah, it's nice to have 10 people hosting me, but am I growing from that? Am I actually establishing relationships from that?
Right. For me, when I first started streaming, I want to say like after I hit affiliate, it was a lot more about building a community than it was just getting actual raw like numbers and people viewing my channel. And it's still like that to this day. But speaking to when I first joined F2K ComNet, I think the wanting to get more viewers, like say you're around like the 5 to 10 to 15 viewer range, like that's how I was when I had first joined, or right before I first joined Fade to Karma ComNet. That like like when you're sitting at 4 viewers, 3 viewers, 2 viewers, you know, even if your viewers just yourself, or maybe like 8 or 9, whatever number it is, whatever arbitrary number under 10 it is, right? Whatever game you're playing, you're not very high in the directory, right? So like the chances of people seeing you in the first place is pretty low. And even one of my good friends that's also a streamer that I know in real life has been having this problem and talking to me like they're like pretty depressed about it and saying that, you know, people aren't watching me or I'm not growing, things like that. And then I had to have a conversation with them and say, are you making sure that people are actually finding you, right? So there's an aspect of doing that I can understand, but building the community is number one. Does anyone else have anything to say about that?
Well, yeah. You know what? Actually, I am going to say something about that because I had a conversation with a group yesterday that kind of stuck in my craw a little bit, and it basically was brought to my attention. It was, well, why do you stream D&D? And it was basically because I like it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like, well, your MTG numbers are popping off. Why do you even bother? Because I like it. And it just, you know, that disconnect of I'm doing this, it's a hobby. I do this because I enjoy it, because there's really awesome people that I get to meet. I'm not doing this because I think I'm going to be the next ninja. I'm a 43-year-old dad, man. There's no way.
Don't you mean uncle?
And that's cool. I'm happy with that. I'm totally happy with that. But, you know, you got to understand that that's a very cynical way of looking at things. And when you grow your community, you will get the support and the base that you really need to truly grow and get that footing and get the people under you.
Oh yeah, 100%. I do want to introduce an aspect of streaming that maybe some people in here don't know as well, and I think this will be a pretty fun and lighthearted thing to talk about. Uncle Russ, how did you start streaming? What made you want to start streaming?
Critical Role. Literally, it was, we were playing D&D online anyway. I'm like, hell with it. Let's just throw it up and see if anybody will watch. And then from there, it became really fun. And it's really hard to explain. I went from having my friends in Delaware and New Jersey playing a local game to I have a game on Tuesdays where there's a player in Brazil. There are 2 players in Canada, one in Indiana, U.S., and then myself in New Jersey, and then another one that's getting ready to join in Delaware. Literally an international game. That's something that I wouldn't have found had I not been streaming. And those people mean the world to me. And, you know, it really just goes from there. Like it's really hard to describe when you're like a big softy. You just want to go, oh, I love you guys.
Oh, for sure. Jaffer, I think I already know the answer to this, but why did you start streaming?
I started streaming like when the whole pandemic, when the stay-at-home order started here in Wisconsin. I'm in Wisconsin. When the pandemic first started, and I wanted something to do, and I wanted a social aspect while playing games. So I thought it'd be fun to start streaming. Let's see what happens. I wanted to do it since I was in high school. I actually can afford to do it. Might as well try it. I underestimated the price of getting into it, but with that, from there, it just it kind of felt like it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and then it turned more into like, wow, people are actually enjoying watching me. Let's see what else I could get out of this. So do while doing this, and I built a community, made some great friends, and that's pretty much how I got into it.
Did you want to say
Can
something?
I just ask real quick? Yeah, can I ask real quick? How many of us were all amazed that somebody was actually watching at first?
Oh, me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like really?
I'm like, you want to watch?
That's a thing.
You want to watch me? play.
And then you try not to overwhelm them, like, "Hey, hi, how are you? Thanks for being here." And you're like, "Be cool."
Oh my God, there's a viewer. Yes, let me talk to him. Let's panic.
You need anything, water, something, anything. I'll get it for you. I don't know how, but I will.
Oh my God, he followed. He followed.
I will.
I saw.
It's like I will literally transport over a water bottle to you right now. Are you thirsty? Yeah.
Can we talk about our first viewer?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. My first viewer was a friend of mine, that was at the time streaming as well. Like they were streaming, are not streaming anymore. They were streaming Magic the Gathering online. They hated Arena. They still kind of do. But their name is Spice Rack MTG, and they just kept talking about it, of like how they're having fun getting into it, even though they weren't getting much of a following. And I thought, no, it sounds like a lot of fun. I'm getting into Moto as well. I might as well give it a try. Gave it a try, and he was my first viewer. And even though I knew him in real life, I was still nervous as heck while streaming in front of my one friend, because I was like, what if more people come in? Am I doing this right? Just play the game. Just play the game. So that was like my first viewer.
Do you remember your first viewer, Uncle Russ?
Oh gosh, yeah, I still have him actually. It's my buddy Cruz was my first viewer. I think all of our first viewers had to have been a friend. And he's actually one of my ardent supporters. Even when the self-doubt pigeon starts driving the bus, he's like, "No, dude, this is great. Keep going." Like, really? Yeah, just shut up and just do it. All right. And sometimes that's what it has to take, is just shut up and do it. Okay.
What?
But I wouldn't be anywhere without him.
The motivational viewer.
I'm truly great. Oh yeah.
All right,
And then you get the.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, and then you get like viewer number 2 and 3, and you're like, "Oh wow, I'm famous."
Yeah. I know when I got my second and third viewer, I was like, I'm going full time, quitting my job. Like, wow, 2 and 3, I just doubled and tripled my viewership. Oh my, I'm like doing the math and percentages. No, Dr. Doof.
Exponential growth.
yeah, Dr. Doof. And when I started getting like one follower per stream, I'm like, dude, that's exponential growth right there. One follow, then the next stream I get another follow. Like, that's like 2 people following me in 2 days, and oh my god, I just like it was like, I don't know, I just get like an adrenaline rush, like I'm actually like doing something good, and like I'm, when you get that kind of reassuring viewer like that you had, Uncle Russ, like, no, you just keep doing what you're doing. I like this, do it, like keep going. It feels really good. Like, I remember specifically, I'll go on to you, Dr. Doof, in a second, but I remember specifically when I got my first viewer that I didn't know in person. Because my first viewers were like myself, my dad, my sister, my fiance, and like a couple of my best friends in real life, and they would all view at different times. So I only had like 2 viewers or 1 viewer ever at the same time for the first week or so. So the first viewer I remember that I just didn't know, I like told everybody. I got a viewer, I didn't know their name. I didn't know who they were. Yes. Yeah. and then all of a sudden I had 5 average viewers or something. I was like, I had 3 viewers talking to me today that I didn't know. That's insane. Like, why would anyone want to watch me? Especially because I'm not like LSV, or like I'm not Gabriel Nassif or anybody crazy at Magic, right? Like, why would you want to watch me? So I kind of had that feeling. Do you remember your first viewer, Dr. Doof?
Yeah, my first viewer was it was a friend of mine. Now, not an IRL friend. This was a digital friend. It's someone who I've been playing games with now, 11, 12 years. And we've just kept in touch. He actually, in fact, if you look at my account was originally made in 2014, because he started doing some streaming in 2014, and I made an account just to help get him another view. It was he and I playing games together, but I was giving a view while we were playing. And well, I didn't start streaming until 2017, and he had long since stopped streaming. But he was my first viewer and was there for me every day. I'll be honest with you, all of you say you have all these IRL people watching your stream. To me, it's really weird when there's people I know IRL watching me. Like, I'm more nervous doing that than I am streaming to 190 people. And so it's just, I don't know. To me, it's weird having someone I know watch. If they were sitting right behind me, no problem. But watching me in front of a camera, it's just that to me is a really strange aspect. So people know I stream, but I don't advertise out and, hey, come watch me stream to my friends. No, it's just like, what do you do? Oh, yeah, I do some streaming, and like, oh, cool. And when they check me out, it's a little odd.
Even I went to my local card game store, which happens to be Cool Stuff Inc., which also sponsors my Stream League tournaments. But I went there today for the first time since the pandemic, just to be with my friend when he bought something. And a couple of the workers that were working there were like, "Yo, you've been killing it streaming," and I had no clue that they ever watched, and I've known them personally forever.
And you are killing it lately, man. It's awesome. It's good to see.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate that. I just think I'm doing the same thing I've been doing, but I thank you that I really do thank you. I don't know. I just love getting to know people and like just freaking playing Magic. I don't know. Anyway, I never knew they watched my stream, or they were never talking in chat, but they just like told me that they watched my stream, and I was like kind of flabbergasted. Yoshi, do you remember your first viewer?
It is so hard for me to really kind of talk about first viewer, because I think like the first viewer that engaged with me, this would have gone back to my old channel when I was streaming League of Legends. So it being that far back, the first person that engaged with me was actually somebody that was in a lobby of mine. And I fell into that trap of being a first-time streamer, where I was like, "Oh, by the way, here's my stream. You're on stream," and self-advertising in the middle of the game and everything.
Yep.
And that was my first viewer that came in and said, "Hi, you suck at the game." So, yeah. So yes, do I remember my first viewer? Yes. Was it a good experience? Debatable. But then looking at when I relaunched my channel, rebranded, and just basically took everything that I did wrong in the beginning and did things right the second time around. One of my first viewers was actually a coworker of mine, and he was somebody who said, "Hey, I know you're thinking about streaming. Why don't I pop in and just kind of make sure that things are set up right?" So that was my first like engaged viewer, and they stuck around for a little bit. And then the first viewer I had that I didn't know at all was somebody that was just randomly browsing on Twitch one day, and they wanted to watch the game I was playing at the time. It was Islands of Nine, and they were looking for competitive shooter, and I happened to be doing really well in the match I was playing, and they stuck around. They followed me and chatted a little bit, wanted to know a little bit about the game that I was playing, and then we ended up playing some games together, and I added him on Steam, and he stuck around for a while until I started making Magic content, and I never saw him again.
All right. Well, it seems like I've only known you guys, Yoshi, to play Magic, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you've played a lot of games. I mean, I know I'm wrong now. Luna Lilith, do you remember your first viewer?
I do, because he's sitting in my living room right now, and I'm engaged to him. I'm in the same boat as Doof, where like my in real life friends, when I mention I'm a Twitch streamer, they're like, "Oh, that's cool."
I just came in here to tell the nerds, okay, bye.
Huh?
What did Samson say?
He said I wanted to come here and say hi, nerds. Okay, bye.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And
Gotcha.
now I am changing the user limit.
Hey, Samson, if you're watching.
All right, I just changed
Love you,
it.
Samson.
It's all good though. All right, I know the whole stream saw me change my user limit, but it's okay. All right, so Lilith, you were saying.
Sorry. Josh was my first viewer, but I'm in the same boat as Doof, where like my in real life friends, when I mention like, "Hey, I'm a Twitch streamer. I had a stream today," whatever, they're like, "Oh, that's cool. I'm like, all right, well, and that's basically the conversation. My mom, I was telling Herbie in chat, she's like, I wanna Twitch so bad. I wanna get on Twitch and watch you, but I don't know how. And it's the sweetest thing. And I'm like, Mom, it's okay. Like, don't worry about it. And then I've had a couple in real life friends come in, and I'm just like, look, because it's basically somebody watching me do my job, because this is my job currently, because I'm blessed to have a fiance who, again, spoils me. So it's like having somebody come in and watch me do my job. I'm like, don't mess up, don't mess up. And then I'm like, but I don't know what I'm doing either. So it's basically just me messing up, and that's the content. Welcome. So, it's one of those situations. But I think
That's quality content, by the way.
That is quality.
I mean, honestly, I think Astrals was actually my first, other than Josh, viewer, and I had met Astrals through cosplaying and Instagram and things. And I've been wanting to make content like since I was a kid. I'm not going to expose my old YouTube that I had because it's rough. But I've been wanting to make content since I was a kid. And when similar to Jaffer, when the pandemic hit, I got not. It was actually, it might have been shortly before the pandemic, because I got laid off from my job somewhere in that area. It's all a little bit blurry. And Josh was like, why don't you just do it? And I had a million excuses of why not. And then he's very much a grounding source for me. He's like, just do it, just try it. And him and Astros are both very encouraging. And so I sat in front of a camera and was like, what the actual hell? And now here we are. And I love streaming, and that's kind of why I got into streaming too. I'm not good at the typical 9 to 5. I'm bad at following rules. I'm bad at being told what to do. So I was like, I need something where I can be my own boss, but not in the typical 9 to 5. I have a lot of dreams, and I've always been a little bit of a rebellious child, a little shit, if you will. So
And that's
I
why
was
you
like,
get grounded every day.
I mean, look, nothing's changed from high school. But yeah, so that's kind of why I got into it, because I knew that the 9 to 5 wasn't going to be, I don't want to say enough because I'm going to sound spoiled, but it doesn't fuel my soul, if you will. So that's kind of why I got into it. And Astrals and Josh have both been really encouraging, like, people in my life. And I think they were my first couple of years. I wish I could remember who my first person I didn't know, like, because I knew Astros at that point. I don't remember the person, but I have a couple people who have been there since basically day one, and I appreciate them very, very much.
One of the first people that I know, I can remember their name. One of the first people that got there in the first month that I didn't know was iParagon.
I think they're Paragon MTG now.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I think they're Paragon MTG, I think. But yes, we both know the same person, right, Jaffer? Yeah, he was just like the most supportive person. Like, would message me in Discord saying like that I keep up the great work, like I love your content, kind of thing. And it just like kind of kept me going. And that's kind of what the next thing I want to talk about. I have one more topic that I want to bring up, and it kind of like builds on this one that we just talked about. But were you going to say something, Jaffer?
I was gonna say, like, while we're talking about our first viewer, if you don't remember who your first follower is, you can actually check that out on some websites.
I believe my first follower. Yeah, my first follower was just one of my friends, one of my real life friends. Yeah. I do want to get into the next thing to kind of build on what we were talking about with our first viewer, is what keeps you going while you're streaming, and this can relate to F2K ComNet as well if you'd like. But I'm going to start with Uncle Russ and work my way around. What keeps you going streaming? However, whether you stream 1 day a week or once a month or 5 days a week or 7 days a week, what keeps you going?
I enjoy it. That's really, it's a really, really big hobby to me. But it's something that I love. It's a labor of love. I know that, like I've said, I have no delusions of being able to be ninja. I'm not going to ever, stream to millions of people, and I'm totally okay with that. I love what I do, and I have fun doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it. And then when that little self-doubt pigeon starts driving the bus, I have friends all around me that are like, no, dude, you're killing it. Just shut up and keep doing what you're doing. Like, and good and, positive feedback all the way around, even if maybe I'm not doing something right. Maybe it's just somebody popping in going, "Hey, Russ, hey, you forgot to change the scene again, buddy." Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Jaffer, you're on mute again, buddy. I'm just kidding. And then he.
Hang on, let me jump in the VoIP, fix his computer again.
Go ahead.
I've
Go
done
ahead,
that
Russ.
too. Oh yeah, I think we've all done that too. But it's to stream, to get on a camera in front of one, tens, or even hundreds of people. You have to really enjoy it. If you don't like it, maybe you're just not playing the right game. Maybe it's not for you, but that's okay too. Find something that you enjoy. Find your passion. Streaming is my passion. It's what I enjoy. It's like that for everybody here, I think.
What keeps you going, Jaffer?
I enjoy it as well. Like, it's just fun to sit there, play the game. I enjoy and talk to people in chat that are enjoying watching me play the game, or they just enjoy talking to me, or they just want to hang out, and it's a lot of fun to do that. And I guess kind of like part of it here and there can be like tied to, I want to put out like I want to show like myself, like how I am as a player for Magic, and that's a little part of it as well. And because it's the game I enjoy, and I want to show people that I enjoy it. So basically everything that Russ pretty much touched on, like, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, there's nothing more. I don't think I've ever seen more enjoyment than to turn Jaffer stream on and him streaming the 23rd variation of Golgari for like the 80th time. I'm like, what format is this? Wait, this is not 2018. We're still playing Golgari mid-range? Okay, all right. Can you get a different idea? No, but the thing is that that's not a bad thing, right? You just love doing that. And like, people that watch you already know that, and it's fun. It's awesome to hang out with you, and we know you're going to like try to force Golgari no matter what format it is, and that's fun, right? And like and that's the thing that I kind of want to get across too, is that like, just because someone's stream is like totally different than someone else's stream, and they both stream Magic, like, their communities like it and watch them because of the thing that they do. Like, and something that, like, what Luna Lilith said last time she talked was, like, you just suck at games sometimes, but that's like good content. Has anyone seen Foosley or Leslie as a Twitch streamer? Has everyone seen her before? She like makes her content off being bad at games. And like, that's her entire content, right? She was playing a Pokemon game, one of the Game Boy games, right? And she didn't know what a Pokemon was, and didn't know like a certain type of what Pokemon was. And my brother could just not stop talking about that for like a month straight. Like, can you believe you did this? Blah blah blah. Because like, it's just good content when like sometimes, and it's just funny when someone just messes up on the weirdest thing possible.
I gotta say real quick.
Go ahead.
With the way you always say, "Can you believe this? Can you believe this?" Chat. I can just picture like, if your brother is like younger than you, I can just picture your brother just walking around like, "Can you believe this? Can you believe this?" Chat, and then just staring you down and just saying that.
Yeah, I when I first started streaming, I streamed to zero chatters. No one was chatting, and I would say chat. I would like talk to chat, and it was just ghost town, right? And yeah, go ahead, Russ.
This is chat.
Yeah,
I have a rubber duck on my duck.
There we go.
This is mine.
So, chat,
Yeah.
this is what I'm talking to. A German rubber duck.
Yeah.
It's got lederhosen and everything.
For
And I put it right by my camera, and that's chat.
For me, chat is the emptiness of my chat. I just like talk to like the empty screen, the empty chat area. But like
one monitor.
but my and one monitor, yes. But it was funny, like talking about like my little brother saying things that I say, is that I would go out of my room and my sister would be hearing me talk because my walls are really thin, and I would keep talking to chat, and they're like, "Wow, you must have a really really talkative viewer. Who's Chad?"
Nice.
They're like, "I want to meet this Chad person. They seem really invested." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's Chad. That's Chad. But we can call Chad if you'd like." So that's the name that they got. They kind of put on my chat as their Chad. So, anyways,
I'm gonna do something here real quick. Going back to that person you said who plays games really bad, but people couldn't stop talking about it. Who here remembers the movie Private Parts?
Never heard of it. I don't think
It's a '90s movie about shock jock Howard Stern. One part of that movie that really, and if you weren't around in the '90s, you probably have no idea who Howard Stern is. He's still quasi relevant today, but here's the thing: in the movie, they said they were looking at his metrics, his numbers. People that loved his stuff would watch for an hour and a half, or would listen for an hour and a half, because they wanted to hear what he would say next. People that hated his content would listen for 2.5 hours just to hear what he would say next. And so, it's one of those things where, there's no such thing as bad publicity. He took that to the extreme level.
Wow. Yeah.
Everything is content.
Yep. Dr. Doof, what keeps you going?
Well, I'm gonna take this back to the question you started before we got a little bit derailed. I started streaming for all the wrong reasons. I started streaming because, like Uncle Russ was saying, I wanted to become that next ninja. Yeah, I didn't expect to, but not really ninja, but I wanted to do this to make money. That's why I started streaming. And you know what? That is the worst reason to start streaming, because it ain't gonna happen unless you are God tier in whatever game you're playing. You're just not going to be that next superstar. So just no, that doesn't mean you won't, but you're not going to be there. I kept streaming, and I've continued streaming now for over 4 years. And what keeps me going is the community. And I don't want to say it's addictive, but it kind of is. You have friends that come by every single day to watch you, to hang out. Even if it's just there to lurk, they're there to support you. And I think Iced Yoshi said this way back earlier, but there are people that if I haven't seen them in a while, I reach out to them. I've had people that I've reached out to that I hadn't seen in about a month or so, said, "Hey, is everything okay? I haven't seen you in a while." And it's not that I'm trying to retain every single viewer I can. No, it's this person is a friend. And I had someone who says, "Yeah, I've been in a depressive state," and we talked, and things have. I don't want to say I pulled him out, but starting that conversation, knowing that person, knowing someone cares about him enough to reach out, has helped them pull themselves out of a depression, and or at least got the ball rolling. Let's put it that way. So these are the things that keep me going, and it's just it's fun. That sense of community, and overall it's like I said, I would even go almost say it is almost addictive, being able to see these people every day.
Yeah, for sure. I think we can all relate with that. Ice Yoshi, how did you start streaming? I asked. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure I only asked Russ and Jaffer how they started streaming. Did I ask you, Yoshi and Lilith, yet?
No, but I already answered it.
Yeah, for me, it was so. What got me started streaming is at the time I worked at Best Buy, and in our TV department, we would put up League of Legends championship streams, and that's how I discovered Twitch and how I discovered streaming. So that I wanted to know more about it. I was like, well, this is cool. I kind of want to do it, So I started doing it, and that was, there was a buddy of mine that I worked with, and he had done a little bit of streaming, but he wasn't really serious about it or anything. And he told me what I needed to do to get set up. And I found out that all that information was crap, and did my own research. And then I learned, like Jaffer said, that, this isn't really a cheap thing to do. This is kind of expensive to do. So when kind of got me streaming, and when I first started streaming, I was like, oh yes, I'm just like Doof. I'm gonna make a lot of money doing this. Ninja's making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Nope. Nope, it doesn't work that way, guys. But what keeps me going, to kind of get back to your original question, what keeps me going with streaming is my community, to be honest with you. The friendships I built with my community members. I have a very small community. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I don't have a set streaming schedule. I have random streams when I can stream, because I work 24/7, 365. But those relationships that I built, and those long-lasting friendships, and with F2K ComNet, getting involved in more things than my own stream, but getting involved with seeing other people grow, helping other people grow, that's what keeps me going. And that's why I continue to stream myself, is, I know that things eventually will settle down. I'm going to get that set schedule. And I built those relationships that it's just a matter of time for me. But it's fun, and when you have new people that come to your stream and you get to learn more about them, it's fun. It's just fun meeting new people. And I mentioned in chat earlier, you guys probably saw, I'm not a social person, believe it or not.
I'm sorry, you mentioned to Chad?
To Chad, yes, I mentioned to
Chad. Chad, yeah.
Yes. By the way, hi Chad, how's everybody doing? I see some hearts out there. But just when you meet somebody new for the first time, I have a lot of social anxiety. I don't do well in social environments out in the real world, I guess we'll call it. It's hard for me to break the ice and start conversations with people. And I think that's one of the things I find most enjoyable about streaming is I don't know the person that's watching me. I don't know what they look like. I don't know how old they are. I don't know age, sex, religion, any of that stuff. That's very taboo. And you know what? I don't care, because streaming allows me to be myself, to portray that image that I'm nervous that I don't have to really care about what people think of me when I'm streaming. If they enjoy my content, they want to hang around and watch and get to know me. That's and when that happens, that feeling that you get inside when you make those connections with your community, it's something that you can't really describe, to be honest with you. And I think that's the biggest thing that keeps me going.
I think one thing that helps now, again, I feel very blessed that I don't have social anxiety or depression, things like that, and I know a lot of people out there do, and I definitely feel for them. But one beautiful thing about sitting in the chair in front of this camera is you're in control, and I think that's what helps a lot of people. So people that are that claim to be socially awkward or have social anxiety but can still stream, it's they're in control. If someone is causing a problem, guess what? There's a little, 3 little letters and a little slash, and it takes care of the situation. And so I think that helps a lot of people that can sit in front of the camera, but walk outside and have that same conversation in front of a lot of people might be a lot harder. So I think that's why sit in front of the chair is a beautiful thing that maybe would help outside of this chair.
Yeah, I think streaming allows people that aren't as like talkative or maybe have some social anxiety when they get around people in person. It allows you to have that same type of interaction just in a different way when you're just like in your room by yourself, or you're in your office if you stream from there, or wherever you stream from. Like you're by yourself, but you still can like exercise the social qualities with people because you don't know them. You're not in front of them. You don't have to have that like anxiety about making sure that you like look or act the right way or whatever, because like you already know you're gonna look or act the right way when you turn on when you press the start streaming button, right? Like you're already yourself, but you're like in your room by yourself. So it kind of gives that like, I don't know if it's a happy medium or whatever, because I don't have the social anxiety problem either. But like if someone does have, if someone's like super shy in here right now, can you let us know like what that like dynamic is? I think it would help a lot of people actually.
What do you mean because I have pretty severe social anxiety, like really bad. So I have little nervous tics that I do like this. That's one of them. And I've recently picked up a whistling one, which is really annoying. And in the store earlier, I was just whistling. I kept going, like, I keep whistling, and people are like, what's wrong with her? Why is she whistling? Like, somebody call an ambulance. Like, I just stood there and like, because I haven't been to the store in a long time because I did quit my job to do this, and I haven't left my house in months. So I went to the grocery store, and it was just too much. It was too much. There were too many people I don't like people standing behind me. It was just too much. And I was like, I kind of told Josh, I was like, I sit in front of a camera and talk to people. I don't know. They could be like, I don't know, a serial killer or something. I don't know. Like, and I'm perfectly okay. And I think, you know, it goes back to what Doof said in chat. I'm in my place of comfort. I'm in my chair. I'm in control.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm still working on when I have to ban somebody. I'm very grateful to have the mods that I do, because I'll sit there and let people get away with shit they shouldn't be getting away with. But Yoshi, just kidding. But my mods are there to like help me take care of that. But I still find myself getting a little bit shaky when there is that confrontation. I don't, despite the fact I'm an aggressive person, I don't like confrontation. Those two sides of me fight all the time. But I still get really shaken up when, you know, somebody has to be banned or somebody has to be timed out or there's any sort of confrontation. So I think it is a control thing, like Doof said, to an extent, but I do find myself kind of slipping back into that social anxiety type thing. But I try to remember that A, I'm supposed to be making content, not having a breakdown on stream, and then B, just knowing that most of the people in there are there to support me, and they're there because they want to watch the content. They want to support, and usually I can say at least a couple of them like me. I hope. So there's kind of that dynamic too. It kind of takes away that fear of the unknown, I'll say. There's certain aspects of the unknown when it comes to it, but there's also not the unknown, because at the end of the day, I can be like, you know what? I don't like your attitude right now, and I don't know you, so I'm just gonna say, get the fuck out, because I'm not dealing with it.
So would you say that the social anxiety part comes up more when people are being like maybe negative in your chat than the process of streaming itself? Like, say you have social anxiety when you go to like Walmart or something, right? And people think that they should call an ambulance. And it helps you to stream, then you don't have that social anxiety when you're just playing your game, you're being yourself, you're in your room, you're in your place of comfort, you're in your chair that you're always in, which is a very good thing, right? Do you think that it comes out more when someone is particularly being negative in your chat?
Oh yeah, 100%. Or if they're making me uncomfortable. Like I said, I'm not good at confrontation. If somebody's making me uncomfortable, I'm really bad about like, hey, you're making me uncomfortable. But my mods all kind of know my signs, which, again, choose your mods carefully. Choose your mods carefully, because they kind of know, and they'll see when I'm getting uncomfortable. They'll time somebody out without they don't give a fuck. They'll time somebody out without hesitation.
Mm-hmm.
But there is that aspect of like, when they're making me uncomfortable, when there's that aspect of confrontation, that social anxiety does rise back up, where I start to kind of panic and be like, I don't know what to do here, because I feel like I'm not in control anymore of something I most definitely should be in control of. And that's something I'm still working on personally with strengthening my boundaries as a streamer in my relationship with my Chad.
That actually happened to me. That actually happened to me once, and I thank you that you said that, Lilith. That it was like my 3rd month streaming or something, and someone was being like actually super negative in chat, saying that like I sucked and all my decisions were bad, and like they were so much better, and like they kept on saying those things when I was playing Magic, and like I thought they were trolling, so I didn't think anything of it, but like it actually became a problem to other viewers in my chat. But like other viewers were like saying, "Yo, like, what's his problem? Like, where are the mods at?" Like, kind of thing, you know? Has anyone ever had that thing come up with their chat about, like, maybe something escalated a little bit too far, but you had that kind of anxiety about, like, even banning them or timing them out in the first place?
I had, on my Discord, I had that happen. And I was at a doctor's appointment. All of a sudden, my phone starts like, bing, 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 bing.
I remember that.
And I'm like, oh, Nikes. And I can't do anything about it. And if it wasn't for a good friend of mine, and thankfully my son, who's also a mod, he just like jumped in. He's like, he texted me like, "That's okay, Dad, I got it." Yeah. So, but I'm lucky to have adult kids that are, able to get my back a little bit and be mods for me as well. So, I'm lucky in that situation, but like, yeah, and it's really disheartening to see somebody do that to your community.
Right.
Especially if they've been a part of the community for a while and they do something and you're like, look, you're being a little shit right now and not in a fun way. So, you have to hold them to the same standards as, Joe Schmo who walks into the chat and is spewing off whatever. It's hard. I think for me personally, it is more, I have a harder time when it's somebody who's I've established a relationship with. I've established kind of this connection with them. It is so much harder for me to be like, hey, don't do that. It's really difficult for me to take that step, and I'm still working on it.
What I've had this situation in the past. What I found is the better way to handle this is take a brief moment and send them a whisper through Discord. Say, hey, you need to back off. I've had numerous situations where I've had a longtime viewer. I've even had a moderator where I had to put in check, if you will. Don't be afraid. That's the best way to do it because it's non-confrontational. You're just sending a quick message. Hey, you've gone too. Or that's a little too far. And if the person really does like you and isn't there to just start screwing with you, they're gonna realize they've probably gone too far. Because my guess is they're just trying to have a little fun, but they've crossed the line where things have gotten uncomfortable.
Right.
And so that quick line is the easiest way to handle that.
Yoshi,
and if it doesn't work, get rid of them.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, they probably shouldn't be there, right?
Too. That's the big thing. Is I've experienced it where I've had long-term.
Yoshi should know since he's a bot.
Exactly. I should. I thought about wearing a robot mask tonight. But no, I've experienced where I've had somebody who's been part of my community for 2 years start fighting with another person that's been part of my community for 2 years in chat. And this actually happened to be when I was hosted by a sponsor that probably didn't need to be happening in my chat. And it's very difficult sometimes as a streamer to have to step back and say, hey, knock it off. And sometimes you just have to, you have to ban people outright, even if they've been there for 2 years. If it's inappropriate, you've got to shut it down. And that's on me as a streamer. That's my responsibility to make sure that happens, especially if my mods aren't doing it. But seeing that kind of conflict, it makes it very challenging to where that you don't want to have that fear of, well, I'm going to make this guy mad because I'm going to time him out for 5 minutes because he's being a douchebag in my chat. You have to get over that. And I think that, when it comes to social anxiety, for instance, I think that Lil and I both kind of experienced that where that, we don't like conflict. When you have social anxiety, you don't like conflict. You avoid it at all costs and you just kind of go, well, maybe it'll just, settle itself out. And I'm just kind of scared to do that. But you have to step up and do it, and I think that it takes time to, once that you feel comfortable with doing it, it's like, oh, yep, you're banned, you're banned. It's easy to do. But breaking out of your shell enough to be able to step in and do that and control the environment that you are trying to build, it's tough, especially when it comes to, if it's a moderator of yours or if it is a long time, viewer that you have an established relationship with, and, in the back of your mind, well, they're just kind of poking fun and everything, but it kind of eats at you a little bit. And there's been some days where you have to go, why are they acting like this? And you have to have that kind of conversation with them off stream. And I use Doof's approach as well. If I do sense that something's happening in my chat, and it's somebody that I know and has been a part of my community, I may shoot them a whisper or something on Discord just to try to get their attention and say, hey, up, we need to chill.
Right.
Usually that resolves it, but then you have those times where it doesn't.
Yeah, I feel like I learned this the hard way. I had a moderator. They were a moderator, and they also were the editor for my YouTube channel. And this is the someone else just randomly the trolling situation I was talking about. After that, I kind of like maybe handled it the wrong way, because they wanted to time the person out, and I like told the mod not to time them out because I thought they were just trolling, and it kind of like went back and forth like that a little bit, and they decided that they weren't going to edit for my YouTube channel anymore because of how the way I handled it. And so now I was out of YouTube editor and out of mod, and they still haven't watched my stream. And they were there like every single time, every day. So like, just like learning this piece of it that I don't think a lot of streamers like. I know I didn't think about it. I don't know if a lot of other streamers have thought about it. Like, what do you do? How do you handle the situation when it comes up, right? And I think it's an important thing to talk about, right? Has that ever happened to you, Jaffer? No, not my specific situation, but like dealing with a conflict, and maybe you should have acted quicker, but it kind of like got a little bit out of hand.
So during one time, in one of my first tournaments, I played as a streamer, for Magic. Like I played many tournaments before streaming, but like one of my first tournaments while streaming, my following was a lot smaller during that. I think it was during one of the first Red Bull events that I played in. There was a random person that came in my chat, and they were calling out like lines of play, like, why are you doing this? Why are you not doing X, Y, Z? And they were like belittling me about it. I think that's the right word. But I really didn't notice it because I was playing a tournament. I was zoned into my game. I didn't do like a delay. I didn't do emo only chat during my matches, and I didn't really have any mods during that time frame. I had like one or two, but they were on. And after a while, I looked at my chat after the match was done, and I noticed what was going on, and I saw like a couple string of messages from that person, and then after that, like 10 messages from like 4 different people in my chat, like, why are you talking like that to the streamer? He's playing a game. Just enjoy watch. They were basically backing me up of like they're enjoying the content, and they don't want anybody to bring. The way I took it is they didn't want anybody to bring like a negative feeling to the chat, and they were trying to support me of trying to basically tell the person to knock it off. I had to ban them eventually because I tried talking through like some things what I was doing, and then they were still being belittling of me and the chat as well. That was the only time I ever had to ban anybody besides bots.
All right, Yoshi, you heard that?
Wait, what? Oh, once a meme, always a meme.
Wait,
you know you've made it when you become a meme.
Listen. How did that even start? Does anyone have any insight about that? I don't even know how it originally started.
I honestly forgot how it started.
Yes.
I actually, so during
they're in chat right now, actually.
Yeah. During the original F2K ComNet, or it was the F2K United. During the original F2K United, we all worked as mods behind the scenes, and we just started as a joke because we were mods. I think it was Astrals put the Ice Yoshi command in the F2K channel.
Oh wait,
and we just started spamming it.
Didn't chat believe Yoshi was actually a bot because everything that Yoshi was saying sounded very scripty?
Yeah,
it was.
It
was because we were doing
because it was scripted. Yeah. We had to script it. And we had people convinced, just like we had people convinced it was Lil's birthday the other day, that Yoshi was a bot.
It wasn't your birthday?
No, it wasn't my birthday, and these people decided to send my fiance money to get me a whole birthday cake. And he comes home from the store, and I'm like, what is that? And he has this birthday cake with a little candle, and it just would not stop. And I was like, oh my God. And this went on, I kid you not, for like a week. I was like, bro, come on, my birthday's in October.
Lilith,
Epic.
I literally was about to gift you 5 subs the other day. And say happy
hope
birthday.
that you enjoyed your cake, though. I mean, the cake
was good.
Being delivered on stream and everything. You know, we even had the candles set up, and
They did. They went all out. But you know what? I love them for it. I acted annoyed, but I loved them for it.
Well, I'm glad I didn't pull the trigger on the 5 gift subs for your birthday, or else I would have felt real bad and slighted. No.
All of a sudden, it's Will's birthday right now, and then no.
Wait, seriously, is it actually your birthday?
No, no. My birthday is in October.
I don't know who to trust.
See,
Me,
when
me.
I first heard about it, I was like, wait, seriously, you have a birthday? Because I think it was like May 2nd or May 3rd when it hit the ComNet main page. And I was getting really excited because I was like, we nearly share a birthday because mine just passed earlier this week. So I was like, oh, May buddies? No, it turns out, no, it was just a birthday.
Wow, Doof, happy
There's a
21st.
name.
Birthday.
It's 23 now, but thank you.
As long as I'm
You
within
always
like.
go for 23.
You always go for 23.
because that's the age you can rent a car.
Ah,
But
got
nobody
it.
likes you when you're 23.
Nice. I like it.
Deep cut,
Wow.
deep cut. Well done.
That explains.
That's going old school.
Wow, Jaffer, that explains everything from when I was 23.
That's
Anyway,
same here.
no, you gotta guess 23 because there's no like legal boundaries and hoops you have to jump through. Like you can rent a car, you can like buy cigarettes at the gas station, you can buy alcohol, like you can do all these things. You can drive. Once it's 23, I feel like 23 to 25.
All downhill from there.
No, no, it's good. 23 and 24 are the glory years. Okay, 25, your back starts hurting for no reason.
Wait, I'm 22. My back already hurts for no reason. What does that mean?
Well, you get ready for a ride.
No, just wait till you're
Yeah,
25.
It doesn't get. Wait till you hit 40.
Oh God.
Dr. Doof, I thought you
Yeah.
just said you were 23. I don't know who to believe.
I'm projecting. I can assume that it's because he's worse than 40.
Nah,
Wait,
at 43, it is worse.
Like it even hurts right now, even if I like step in the gym to play basketball or something, like as far as like 10 years ago. I can only imagine 10 years from now. I'm probably gonna feel like my arm just fell off or something. If I go like play basketball or like my legs fall off or something, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna
Lots
feel.
of stretches.
I don't.
Lots
Lots of
of
stretches. All right, let's go on to the.
I have a
Go ahead, Jaffer.
I have a thing or a thought. Just so everybody knows like the age difference between us all, if we're all comfortable. Why don't we tell everybody how old we are just so they know like I don't know, ComNet of like it's very everybody's not the same. It's not around a certain age range as well. I think it's very I can't think of the right word. I can't think right now.
Diverse in terms
Yes.
of ages.
Diverse, yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm 28.
26.
22. I think I'm the
I'm
I'm
baby.
trying to
44.
do math in my head.
I'll be
37.
44 in September. I literally have children older than
77
Lil
crowd.
and heck yeah, September baby. I literally have children Jaffer and Lil's age.
Nice.
Like 20. My kids are 24, 22, and 21.
How old is the bot? Wait, how old is the bot's channel? That'll just tell us how old they're.
Let's see. The bot's channel was created last year. His name is Eggbot and not Ice Yoshi. Exclamation Ice Yoshi in chat, please. No, I'm 37.
You're 37?
I'm 37.
I thought you'd be like 30.
Yeah, I thought you were way younger too.
No
Not
one
that that's
ever
bad.
expects it, but I am 37.
All right, Dr. Doof, I have to tell you, I did think you were 23. No, I saw like
Even with all this gray.
I saw like one or two grays, but I thought it was like a Benjamin Button situation. I don't know. No, I see it now.
Just the light reflecting. That's all it is. It's
Yeah,
just the light
yeah,
from the ring
it's-
cam.
Just the
Just a
light.
little silvering, you know?
While I don't have kids as old as Uncle Russ there, I do have one graduating high school in
Nice.
like 2 weeks.
All right, awesome.
Aw.
Oh, congrats! Wow, you had a birthday and your kids graduated in high school. It's a pretty good month.
And my anniversary is coming up here at the end of the month too.
Did you plan
Even better.
this? When you got married, you were like, okay, our kid's gonna graduate high school, and it's gonna be on my birthday, and it's gonna be our anniversary. Is this like anniversary number 5, 10, 15, or 20? Is it like right on the dot? Was this planned?
It's 22 this year, but no, it's just because it was a long weekend. It was a holiday weekend, so you know.
Ah,
more
okay, I get it. I can put two and two together. All right, no. Let's move on to the next question here. Did I get a chance to ask what keeps you going, Lilith?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I bet.
Did I ask you, Yoshi?
Yeah, Lil, you already answered. Trust me, we heard it.
No, we need to let Lil speak. Have fun, Lil.
Yes.
Thank
What
you.
keeps you going?
All right, my answer is a little bit different. Like, yes, my community keeps me different, but at the end of the day, it's my stubbornness because I'm just a little bit stubborn, just a little bit. I because I quit my job, kind of that's a whole other story, but I quit my job and I was like, all right, look, this is my job now. I cannot fail at this. So I am like, go, go, go all the time. But I do have times where, you know, numbers start getting to me, things like that. I turned off my viewer count actually when I went full time because I was like, I can look, it's literally affecting the content that I'm putting out. So I turned that off and that helped tremendously. Like, it helped so much to not focus on that and just focus on the content I'm creating. I also like creating, and I'm not good at drawing or any of the other like art stuff, but I'm kind of okay at this. I think I'm funny sometimes. I think I'm pretty funny. So I was like, what if I just like sit in front of a camera and I just throw out my dry humor and maybe it'll stick, and it kind of did somewhat. So that's kind of what keeps me going, is the stubbornness, but also the community. There are days when I'm like, I really do not want to stream. I do not want to entertain people. Maybe I want to be entertained for a day. Like, I don't want to do the entertaining, but I come anyways, and I sit in this chair and I play my damn games and I talk with my chat because I like doing it. And once I'm doing it, I'm fine. But usually at the start it's a little bit like rough, and then just getting started, you know, and there's also a little bit of that anxiety before hitting the go live button. And then also just seeing people, because there's always that fear right before I go live that nobody's going to show up. There's that fear that I'm going to be talking to air again, which is fine, but like it's just a weird irrational fear that I have. So I guess seeing people that are actually like coming back and who actually want to be there to, you know, like watch my content and things like that just makes me feel validated, and they are a huge motivator. So I guess long story short, my two biggest motivators are the community, and my stubbornness, and also my fiance, because he also says that I'm not allowed to fail at this because he's kind of paying the bills and crap right now. So he's like, nope, you have to stream, do it.
Yes, speaking about that, like, not allowed to fail thing, for those of you that want to do this as your career and not just a hobby, and you can say which side of the spectrum you're on, but if you are doing it as a career or want to do it as a career or full time, and eventually quit your job, what is something that like you have to be like hyper motivated, right? What keeps you? I already asked you like what keeps you going. But is there another like extra step to your motivation that you haven't already said?
Me?
No, in general, like
Oh.
if anyone wants to answer this, if you are doing it as a career and in the future or even right now, what the
For
answer is?
for me, it's that I just don't want to let anybody down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I have a schedule, and for me, there's mornings, because there's definitely mornings where it's just like, you know what, maybe I played a couple games beforehand and I was on a losing streak, and I'm just like, I just can't do this today. And then I look, and I already put my go live post. I'm 15 minutes ready for my countdown, and you just got to go. Like, because you know that, you know, that's what you got to do to keep yourself motivated. Sometimes it has to come from internal, and sometimes it's about just not letting that tens of people down.
Right. Yeah, I feel like a little bit of the same way. Like, I know there's a few people that come into my stream like every day or every time I'm streaming, no matter what, and it kind of like pains me a little bit to think that those people, like, I can put myself in the shoes of those people, and I go to this person's stream every time they go live. I'm in their stream the whole stream. I love this person's personality. I like what game they're playing, and this is what I do on Friday nights. Is I watch Charizard James play Magic the Gathering. That's just what I do. It's like a part of their schedule, right? Because that is a thing that people do, right? They just like make the streamer part of their schedule, especially when the streamer is on a stream schedule. And like, to those few people that do that for me, I'm super grateful about that. Like, what if I just like didn't stream indefinitely? and those people have like lost that. You know, I don't know. I just like it's weird to me to even think about that. I don't know. Does anyone either relate with that or what keeps you like motivated to stream if your goal is to stream full time? Jaffer, Lilith, Yoshi, or Doof?
Honestly, sorry, go ahead.
You can go ahead.
Josh, like my fiance, as stupid as that sounds, like I'm not only doing it for myself and to prove to myself that I can do this. I don't want to let him down because I was not the only person who made the leap. He made that leap with me, and he kind of like pushed me at the last second when I was like hesitant to jump off the cliff, and he helps me. So I'm not doing this just for me. I'm doing it for him too. I don't want to let him down. He is and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to turn this into a brag about my fiance section, but
We can turn that into this.
he is like a grounding force for me when I am getting down about the numbers and whatever. He kind of sits me down and looks me in the eye and gives me the truth. And he was like, okay, so how are we gonna move past this so that you can keep, putting out the content that you're doing and keep being consistent? And honestly, just the thought of letting him down, of letting my community down, that is a huge motivator for me because I absolutely don't want to do that. That would break my heart to do that. So that's another big motivator for me.
Yeah, I think like for me, one of the biggest things with streaming is how that it relates to my job. And I think, for me, I'm not going to be a full-time streamer because plain and simple, I can't even keep a schedule now. So I know that that's not in my future. But I think that, streaming has allowed me to understand from the other side when I'm reaching out and partnering with content creators for my job, as well as, helping others grow because I can see some pitfalls that happen because I make those mistakes and I grow from them myself and I can teach that to others as well. But that's one of the big things that keeps me going is the fact that it helps me grow as not only a content creator with my own personal content, but with content that I create for my job as well. So it's kind of a cool thing that streaming and content creation has led me to be able to get the job that I currently have and able to utilize the skills that I've learned from it, not only with communication, but also with networking and making partnerships with other streamers, that I'm able to bring that into what allows me to have the lifestyle that I have right now, which is I can work from home and I can stream when I want to, and I can kind of set my own schedules and everything. So I have a really cool experience.
I want to hear everyone else's answer to this. I'm going to use the restroom real quick, and so if I don't come back in time, keep talking if you want. But you can keep talking about this subject as well. Whoever hasn't spoken yet, and I'll be right back.
I am currently a full-time streamer. Now, thankfully, I've been afforded that opportunity because I have a wife who has a absolutely marvelous job, and she's helped support me in this. The imposter syndrome is certainly real, and I think all of you can attest to that. Like we've talked about having even having one person show up is really kind of a weird thing, but it's what keeps me in the chair is the community. And I'll be honest with you, if there wasn't any money coming through this, I wouldn't be able to do this full time. And I've explained this to my community numerous times, but I tell you what, even where I'm sitting right now, where I'm able to apply for a partner, this still isn't something that could be a supplement. I mean, like part of like a main income. It's not enough. Even if I was living in a tiny apartment, I don't think I could survive on the money I make just from streaming. I do have an outside gig as well that many of you know I do teach Taekwondo, so I have some income coming from that. So between that and Twitch streaming, it's enough to keep the bills paid. But yeah, like I said, if even as a full-time streamer at that partner level, it's it's tough to make this as a career. Now, other avenues of revenue are definitely important. I know, Lil, you do YouTube videos as well, which is another form of revenue, which is great. So you can't just rely on Twitch streaming unless you're really popping off there. But
And
Right.
to that, I think it's also, kind of scary to make that leap. I retired from the contracting business due to injuries, but when I started, that it's the same fear that, that Lil was talking about, where I have no choice. I have to make this work. That's with any endeavor that is worth doing. It's going to be scary. So the fact that you've already taken the leap is something that's pretty important. And, being close to partner like Dr. Doof, like that's a pretty big accomplishment, especially from any standpoint. It's really hard to get to a regular viewership. What is it, 75?
yeah, in order to even apply, you need to have 75 concurrent viewers over a 30-day period. And when you stream 5 days a week, that's huge. Especially, I mean, I don't have YouTube, so I'm not pulling an audience from elsewhere. People are just coming to see me.
The other thing I really love about ComNet too is like I don't understand the game you play, Dr. Dave. I'm gonna be 100% honest, but I love interacting with you. That's why I show up. And I've been like, look, I'm not creepy. I just like I've been keeping an eye on your Twitter. I'm like waiting, like I'm excited for you. Like I feel I'm probably not as excited as you, but like I feel your excitement. I'm genuinely happy for you. And like with other people that I see are getting partner, I'm like, well, good for them. But then when I see you, I'm like, yeah, like Dupe is getting partner. Like, this is awesome. I just feel that genuine excitement and happiness for you. And I'm like, try not to check your Twitter every 20 seconds to be like, any updates? Like, so I kind of didn't mean to sidebar there for a second. I meant to say that earlier, but just with the whole community aspect, that's what I really love about F2K ComNet is I don't feel that saltiness that I feel towards strangers. I feel genuine happiness to see the community, people in the community. Like, I hit affiliate today. That's awesome. That's a huge milestone. Or I had 100 followers, whatever it is. Like, I'm happy for those people. And it's awesome that they have a place where they can share their accomplishments and things like that.
There are very few places out there where, in my opinion, as a streamer, that you can share your streamer accomplishments without either A, looking like a weirdo, B, looking for more viewers and followers. So having a community like ComNet where you can say, dude, I just got 10 subs today. I mean, and people are genuinely happy for you.
Yeah.
It really is a wonderful place. I mean, it's a nice place where you can offload this, because that partner thing, I tell my wife about it, and she's like, "Oh, that's cool," because she doesn't understand. I mean, she's happy
doesn't
for
know
me,
chat.
She doesn't know.
But she doesn't understand the work that goes in, even to get 20 people to watch you on a regular basis. I've worked harder at this job for less than I have anywhere else.
Same. I was telling Josh
And
that
it's
the
way
other
more
day
rewarding.
too. It is. I was telling Josh that the other day too. Like I'm on a third shift schedule now, which just for the record is why I wake up at 3 p.m. Just saying. Anyways, so I'll come in. I'm exhausted because I stream for 5 hours a day for 5 days a week, but then I also work on YouTube after my streams. And I really work. I may not know what I'm doing, but I work my butt off at it, whatever it is that I'm doing. So I'm trying my best, and I'll go in there. I'm like, I'm exhausted. I am more exhausted than I've ever been. I have never worked this hard at a job, and I put 100% into any job I'm doing, even if I don't like it. But I'm putting 120% into this. I'm like, and for what? Maybe somebody on the outside looking in is like, well, why? Why are you putting all that work in? It's like, because I like it. I like the little rush I get when I finish a YouTube video. I'm like, now I'm not behind that little bit, just that rush and just feeling like I'm able to get out my creativity in a way that's not drawing, because every time I draw something, I'm like, I fucking hate this. So, it's still able to get out my creativity, and people are like watching it, and I'm like, oh, thanks. Like, you know, it's just it's so rewarding, even if it's not like financially rewarding. It's so rewarding, and that's like all I've looked for in life, to be completely honest. So it's definitely a lot of work. I agree with that, but it is so rewarding.
You know, I think that's a great point that you bring up too, is the personal feeling of reward. You know, whereas, you know, a lot of people feel like that they're only rewarded if it's something that's monetized. You know, for me, I'm rewarded by, you know, hey, I had a fun stream. My community was engaged. They loved what they were seeing. You know, and then I also am rewarded by seeing, you know, hey, there's a new person in ComNet, you know, let's get to know them. And oh my gosh, 2 months later, wow, they're growing a lot. Or, you know what, we're going to do our ComNet raid today on Dr. Doof, because I've not seen him do any engagement at all in the Discord channel. And then all of a sudden, you know, he comes up. That's a personal reward. And I think that what's really unique and really cool about not only ComNet, but streaming in general, is the fact that is there a monetization reward? Yeah, absolutely. You put the work into it, and yes, you can make some good money off of it. That would be the 0.00001% of people who stream, you know. But taking that personal reward aspect of, you know what, I really enjoyed doing this today. I enjoyed making that YouTube video. I got something done. It's something I'm proud of, you know, and I don't know. I don't think that you can put a price on that, to be honest.
All right, moving on. Those are some awesome insights. I do want to piggyback off of what you said, Doof, about like you're like right there with partnership. For those of you who don't know in chat, and we can use you as an example, Dr. Doof, and give us some insight on this. What does it take to become partner, and what exactly do you have to do?
Sell your soul.
Well, besides that, that's implied.
Well, as we briefly mentioned, what Twitch looks for in a partner is, well, again, I haven't achieved partner yet myself, but at least the minimum statistics is they're looking for someone who has at least 75 concurrent viewers over a 30-day period. That's average, not just total 75 people watch your stream. No, an average of 75 people watching your view from the time you hit live until the time you stop that stream. And it's also about the community engagement, of course. They're definitely looking for a bit of that. Another aspect is if you have a big following on some other social platform, you can sometimes sneak in the back door as far as Twitch partner. At least you can apply. If any of you have ever looked at the apply for Twitch partner page, if you have a large following on another platform, you can use that to at least get your application in the door. Otherwise, you have to wait till you get that 75 viewers. Now, to get there, again, as I mentioned, I've been doing this now for 4 years. There's been ups, there's been some downs. There's been times where it's like, you know, I've been stuck here for a while. What do I do? And then, you know, maybe my enjoyment isn't there and it drops down. And then I figure something else out and the enjoyment starts coming back. And that's where viewers start coming back, or pop into a game that gets there. But ultimately, it's a lot of work to push yourself to get there. But it's not just about hard work. You can be the hardest working mofo out there and stream to 2 viewers your whole time. I know I started about 6 months after another person I watch regularly. So he's been doing this over 5 years. And, you know, he's still at that 3 to 5 viewer average. Now, if that were me, I'll be honest, I wouldn't be doing this still. But that doesn't mean that what he's doing is wrong. Absolutely. No, he loves it. So he's doing it for the right reasons. He's doing it because he loves streaming. He loves playing. He loves doing this. So he's doing it for the right reasons. I'm not saying that I would quit because of that, but I'm a person that I like to succeed at things. I like to be good at things. I like to be the knowledgeable person in the room. So every job I've ever had, I like to know my job. And so people can come to me and ask me questions. Same thing here. Same thing with Twitch. Is I've put as much a lot of time into this to be that person, and I genuinely love what I do, and I think that's what comes across and why people come back. I'll be honest with y'all. I mentioned it just a moment ago. The imposter syndrome is real. I don't know why people come out and watch me. When I see 130 people watching me lately, it's like, why the fuck are you watching me? What are you getting out of this?
It's the it's the beard.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Can confirm.
100%. But Jaffer's trying to get to that accomplishment with the beard.
That's my single greatest accomplishment in streaming. Just growing this out. No.
Well, this is longer than it's ever been. My chat is not letting me trim it or shave it at all. Even though I have a channel reward that's they can shave the beard, I also have a save the beard. Whichever one completes first is what we do for the month. This has been like 2 months where I haven't even trimmed it. So
2 months of save the beard rewards.
Yep.
That's a good idea actually. Now I feel like, and Rumty mentioned this in chat, and he is a Twitch partner recently or the past 3 or 4 months.
Congrats, bud.
Yes. Congratulations, Rumty. Can I get some claps for Rumty? Capital CLAP in chat. All right. But congratulations to new partner Rumty. But he was mentioning a couple misconceptions that people might have when it comes to partner, and I want to go over those. He says it doesn't include raids, hosts, and embed viewers, number 1. And number 2, it does I believe it you also have to, and I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, Rumty or Doof, or anyone else that knows this, but you have to average 75 viewers over the course of 30 days, which I know. But I also heard that you have to average over 75 viewers every stream in that 30 months. Is that also true?
Yeah.
I've heard that. It's not necessarily true, but I think if they're on the cusp, if they're looking for a reason not to accept you, that's going to be the reason.
I've heard that from others as well. Especially for those that, if they're on the cusp of it and they're at 69, 70, 72, 500.
Yeah.
They're not going that 500. They're just going to toss it out completely. So to that aspect, I've heard similar things.
And like for me, it shows that I've averaged 75 viewers in this month, which I'm like crazy excited about, even though it's only not this month. It's only the 8th, but the past 30 days. I've averaged 75 viewers, which is awesome. But one of the streams was my Stream League, which was 500 average viewers or something like that. So if I were to apply, I just would not get it. And also I have
apply anyway.
Apply anyway. It doesn't let me apply. On the thing, it doesn't say that I can.
Okay, so what's probably happened is with hosts, raids, and embeds, you're not there yet. Otherwise, to apply, you have to go to your achievements page. That's where the apply button will show up.
Right. I've seen that, but it just hasn't shown up yet. It's probably because of the embeds thing.
Where are you seeing the 75 average viewership though? Is it on Sully Gnome or is this on your Twitch dashboard?
It's on Twitch dashboard.
Okay. I noticed on Twitch dashboard the average viewership of under your just in that part you actually there's 2 different versions of it, I believe. Last I saw one under the Twitch partnership application, which is going to be different than the other one that you see for the past 30 days.
Oh, you know what? I think I have noticed that. Let me go ahead and double check real quick.
Yeah, it's the one under your achievements is the one that you have to. That's the one that matters because that one takes out embeds, hosts, raids, etc.
Ah, okay. So the one that you see under the Path to Partner thing, where it says average of 75 viewers, that it shows you what your viewers are without embeds.
Yes.
Oh, that's so much more than I thought it was. Wow. Okay. All right. So I've averaged. Well, I'm looking at it right now. It says I've averaged 70. No. I've averaged 78 viewers over the past 30 days, which is insane for me. I did have that. I did have the Stream League, which was a lot of viewers, but under the thing that you're talking about with the Path to Partner thing, it's 62.13.
Yep.
So I do have a little ways to go, but that does make me really excited. I must say, because like partner is like a crazy goal I never thought I would ever hit. I never thought I would hit 100 followers. Like I think that everyone when they first start streaming, it's just like you don't even think you're gonna like 100 people. I didn't even think 100 people would even click the follow button. Like I'm dead serious.
I don't even know 100 people.
Yeah, I'm honestly I'm so dead serious. I don't know why people would I didn't know why people would even like follow, like 100 people would follow me. Like legit. Now I do want to ask. I do want to derail the convo a little bit here, and talk about a little bit something else here. What is? I want to talk to everybody as well. Uncle Russ will go all the way around. What is your favorite game you've ever streamed and why? Uncle Russ, I'll start with you.
For me, it's definitely the D&D. It's I know I stream some other stuff, but for D&D, it's the collaborative storytelling. It's something that I'm passionate about, and the players in my games are passionate about. So we have fun doing it, and we just have fun being, buttheads on when we do it, and it's just the joy that we get. And I hope it comes across when we actually do stream it, because at the end, when after we turn everything off, we're usually laughing and talking for another half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think like the really cool thing to do, especially when you're playing a game on Twitch, is just like to have that Discord call and like talk to your friends and just like I feel like the time also goes by like super quick too. You're like, oh wait, I streamed for 7 hours, right? You're like, how did that happen? Jaffer, what is your favorite game you've ever streamed and why?
Magic. I'm addicted to the game, like most Magic players are.
No. We're not addicted.
It's okay. It's the most fun. It's the game I had most fun streaming, and it's also the game I'm most frustrated with while streaming as well. Like it's a competitive card game, and so it's fun of like it just trying to figure out like the correct way to play the game, and like it's frustrating of that as well, and just like when things don't go right or if you mess something up really bad, but it's just the community for it too of Magic on Twitch. Like I was completely surprised how great the Magic community is on Twitch when I first joined it. Like everybody is very supportive. They're like it's just a very supportive and very positive community on Twitch for Magic, and because of that, that's one of the main reasons why I enjoy streaming Magic.
Just don't go to Reddit.
Yes.
Yeah, stay out of Reddit. Reddit's bad.
Or Twitter.
Twitter for the most part lately has been fine.
Yeah, this week it has been.
Dude, what is the favorite game you've ever streamed and why?
Well, favorite game I'd have to say is my main game that I stream, which is Factorio. It's the replayability, community involvement. It can be multiplayer. I'm not much of a PvP fan, so it's all PvE, a multiplayer co-op. It's just a great experience. Now, most fun game I've ever streamed would be Prop and Seek. If you've never played it before,
never played it.
Get a group of people. It's free on Steam. It is stupid fun. It is just, and the more people you get, the stupider and more fun it gets. It is ridiculous. Definitely encourage you to take a look at it.
We got to do that as a group together sometime.
I think I'm gonna try to pull something together in F2K ComNet, see if we can get a group together to play one day, because it is ridiculous.
Let's do it. I've never heard of it. Has anyone else played it? Has anyone else heard of it or played it?
I was gonna play it for my subathon that turned into a 24-hour stream. I was dead after that, but I was gonna play for that. But
you're welcome.
I just mindlessly kept playing Magic, of like trying to stay awake and just saying, just trying to talk. So I didn't end up playing it.
Golgari, rotting Regisaur.
Wasn't like that. Do I gotta say though, real quick, I'm kind of sidetracking a little bit. Doof, why did you have like I used your template of like how many minutes subs add? Why do you have it so many minutes?
It was so many minutes.
Well, I did it so every penny somebody spent added a second to my stream. That's why I did it that way. This way, because I think the base setup, a sub only added 250 seconds, but 100 bit tips would give 100 seconds. And I'm like, no, if they're going to spend money, they're getting their full money's worth. So that's the way I said it that way. And that's why I make sure to mention it to you that way too.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That
In
makes
the future,
perfect
I'm not
sense.
doing that.
You see, it all makes sense and all, but then when someone like gives 5 subs, and wait, how much does 5 sub gifts add to your stream?
$25. So it'd be 2,500 seconds, which is 41 minutes 45 seconds.
You see, the Magic community is pretty generous. Especially if they want to see you stream for 24 hours.
Every time
I just did a 33-hour stream because of that.
Every time it got to like 30 minutes, somebody would just sub bomb me. And I was like,
That's amazing.
I was so looking forward to going to bed.
Well, if anyone saw Ludwig's stream, I mean, when it got like under a minute, someone would sub bomb him like 100 subs or something and get up to like 8 or 9 minutes again.
Hey, I hate to do this, but I do have to take off. My family has been patiently waiting to celebrate my birthday. So
yeah, no worries.
I hate to do this. Thank you all so much for having me. It has been an absolute blast. One last little word I want to give out to anybody who is a streamer currently or looking at streaming. I've been taking some notes here. I'm old. I write things down. The imposter syndrome is real. We've talked about that. That's a thing. Remember the good moments. They are important to remember those good moments. I still remember the first time I had 17 people in my stream, and it was mind-boggling. It was 100%. It's just why I was practically jumping out of my chair having 17 people in my stream. It was amazing. You're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have days you don't want to get in front of the camera. Take a mental health day. Do it. It's important. Okay. But also don't be afraid to sit down and hit the go live button anyway. I've had some of my best days when I didn't want to hit that go live button. But again, mental health days are good. Don't be afraid. I know people in here have talked about a little bit about having viewers that are maybe a little bit too trolly. Hit the ban button. Trust your mods to hit the ban button. If you think you want to give them another chance, unban them after your mods have already banned them. But don't ever get after your mods for banning somebody. I always back my mods 100%. And I'll say, you know what, we're going to give them another chance, and I'll unban them. And if the guy's a douche, then we continue it. And don't get upset about your numbers. You're gonna have down spots. A year ago, I was down at 20 and 30 viewers again, and now I'm literally at 100 viewers average. So, I mean, you're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have bad months. Turn it around. Just keep going. Keep hitting that live button. If it gets to a point where you just feel you're on a downward trend, talk to somebody about it. Collaborate with somebody. Do something. That's my little passing words of wisdom from my 4 years of Twitch. And don't ever be afraid to send a whisper to me, to your streamer, to people you go with, just to talk, to say, hey, wanted to say hi. Great, do it.
And also go to ComNet and get some reassurance from people that might be in the same spot as you as well.
100%. Thanks, guys. I gotta get going though.
Thank you, Dr. Doof.
Bye.
Happy birthday, Doof.
Bye, dude.
Happy
Happy birthday.
23 and me.
23 and me.
Right. All right. Bye.
All right, Yoshi. What is your favorite game you've ever streamed and why?
So this is actually going to be a game that is not my main game, and I only streamed it one time ever. and that was Fall Guys with some good friends of mine that I got suckered into playing the game with them, and we were all on VoIP. We were all streaming at the same time. We did a collaboration. So again, collaboration, ComNet, right?
Didn't they like buy
and
you a
I
game
had-
too, so you couldn't
They,
get out
they
of it?
bought me the I got voluntold, which I get voluntold to do many things that I'm involved in, and so I was voluntold that I was gonna play Fall Guys, and I said yep, and I'm gonna volunteer you. You're gonna buy it for me, and it was the most fun I'd ever had, just because we were able to just laugh, and it'd been after a stressful week and everything, so that was the most fun game that I'd ever streamed. But Magic would definitely be a close second, just because I really enjoy it.
I gotta say real quick, a lot of us ambassadors in ComNet do get voluntold things. For my tournament
Comes with the
series,
territory.
for my tournament series Gouda Wars, I have voluntold basically Yoshi and in a way Astral Flame and Uncle Russ. But they got two of them kind of like volunteered before I could voluntold them.
I didn't voluntel Uncle Russ. Okay, just want to put that out there. I was like, hey, Uncle Russ, please don't do Jaffer's tournament. Do mine instead. No, I didn't say that.
And I did both. Like
you
a
did both.
crazy person.
Yeah.
You were insane. I was
What
actually
were you thinking?
I was surprised you lasted as long as you did. But like 8/9 into the tournament, like 81.8% of the way through it, you're like, yo, I gotta go. Like someone else has to handle this, right?
Oh yeah, you get the Roberto Duran no mas.
Yeah, I
can't
was
go on
like,
anymore.
yes, please leave. You've been doing this all weekend. Like, you have a life. The last person, Lilith. What is your favorite game you've streamed and why?
So my favorite game that I've streamed, I'm a very much solo player. I'm scared of people, as I've mentioned. It was actually Red Dead Redemption 2. I met one of my base community members, who I believe is in chat, through there, and they've been there since that day. They give me shit all the time, but they're great. And it just, I don't know what it was about. God, the hashtag free blanket. Yeah. They're giving me shit now. It was Red Dead 2. And look, I had a little bit of a crush on Arthur, so that helped, but it also just the way that playing a solo story-based game like that, and like having my chat there, like I know they know what's going to happen, and then they're there experiencing it with me. It's just different, and there is kind of a disadvantage with there's not a lot of replayability like in Magic and things like that, but my chat is sitting there with me. We're going through this adventure together, and it was late nights playing Red Dead 2 and just vibing and just having fun with my chat. And it is honestly, I think, the highlight so far of games that I've enjoyed. I haven't really found a game I enjoy like I did with Red Dead 2 quite yet. I like Stardew Valley, but in a different way. But that was look.
No comment.
Look, you look here.
You little robot.
I have made my Stardew Valley amazing. That's all. That's why they're laughing. But yeah, so I think Stardew Valley is enjoyable for me, but Red Dead 2 is a favorite by far.
So I have not played Red Dead 2. For everyone else who hasn't played it, including me, what is the game like? What type of game is it?
Well, okay, so you're a rootin' tootin' cowboy, right? And you're going around the West and stuff, and you play at Red Dead 2 anyways, you play as Arthur, who's like, I'm gonna try not to like go on a whole rant about Arthur because I adore him. He's like a cowboy outlaw dude, but he's also really kind and just amazing, and I love him, and that's not the point of the story. But you basically go through this, like, you start up in the mountains and you're trying to survive in the Wild West, essentially is what it is, but it's like a story. And you can like hunt and fish and stuff. It's an open world game, RPG. And yeah, you basically just go through all these quests. it's not like Skyrim in terms of like the gameplay and stuff, but it's similar to the quests and like little side quests and things like that. Yeah, so you're basically a cowboy, and you play through Arthur's story, and that's I think that's Red Dead about summed up without all my fangirling involved.
Is the storyline aspect of it kind of like Horizon Zero Dawn, the way you go through it with a story?
I have no idea what that is. Sure.
Has anyone played Horizon Zero Dawn?
I haven't.
I have not.
Oh my gosh, it's such a good game. So with Skyrim, we'll talk about Skyrim since some of you guys have played Skyrim, right? Who's played Skyrim, and who? Can you raise your hand if you played Skyrim?
Oh, yeah.
I have way too many hours in that game. Mostly during high school.
I have a bunch of hours in that game. Way too many to even like. It's embarrassing. But anyways, is it like that? Like if you only went through the storyline, like the original story, like you know how you go to like the different city and then you go to do the main along all the main quests. Is it just like that the game, or do you have like a bunch of different side quests like Skyrim does?
There's like a few side quests. I'm what I like to call a lazy gamer. If it's not directly by me, I won't do it if it's a side quest, which, whatever. So there are like the main quests or whatever, but you also have little side quests that will get you like, here's a little part of this story, which looking back, maybe I should have done that, but you live and you learn. So there are like those side quests that you can do and things like that. And you can, like, there was one stream where I literally just hunted and fished. So if you're tired of questing, you can just like run around on your horse and hunt and fish. And that's what I did for an entire stream one time because I couldn't focus to save my life. So it does have that aspect of it too. I could go on all night about Red Dead 2. I adore that game.
Well, and you could also just like fall in love with the main character, but that's besides the point.
Oh yeah, I did. I fell hard, man.
I gotta say, since you said the word adventure, for some reason, I have a song stuck in my head. And I've heard this mostly while basically raising my siblings, babysitting them. We're going on a trip in our favorite
rocket ship, zooming through the sky. Little lines
it's stuck in my head right now because of that. You said adventure, and I don't know why.
It's stuck in mine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You should have seen Uncle Russ's expression. It was when in the middle of you singing that song, he would literally just like looked like he became a bot.
I don't even know what to say right now. I assume like that's some Baby Shark song that I was luckily enough to miss out on when my kids were in high school.
Rest in your free time. Just go look up Lil Einstein's theme song.
Nope.
Don't do it.
Nope,
it's
just
such
don't
a
do
good
it.
show. It's for children.
It's not bad. It's not a bad thing at all.
Oh no,
I
I'm
have
familiar
little
with Little
siblings,
Einsteins.
okay?
Yeah, I'm familiar with Little Einsteins. I'm out.
You're like, I know what you're talking about.
My children's television days are over, my friend.
Oh god.
I had a Paw Patrol theme song stuck in my head for the longest time because of my siblings.
I know another song that's stuck in your head, Jaffer.
Oh, please don't. Please don't. No, don't do it. Don't do it here. This actually goes on YouTube.
Okay.
On that, guys, just a heads up, I've also got to go, unfortunately. But James, I want to thank you for inviting me. And if I can just leave a couple of parting words, guys. No matter what, whether you have ambitions about streaming or you want to do it full time, you want to do it part time, just get out there and do it. Don't be scared of doing it. And from a ComNet aspect, my door is always open, guys. So check out ComNet, and if you're a part of ComNet and you guys are watching this, that's what we're here for as ambassadors. So, but again, I want to thank you, James, for inviting me to this. I really thoroughly enjoyed this, and yeah.
All right. Yeah, I loved having you here. Thank you very much for coming on. I really do appreciate you being here and explaining some things for us.
Take care, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so I do want to talk about
the word.
I do want to talk about something that we briefly touched on, but I want to go into a little bit more detail about it. I think it was Lilith that talked about like it's pretty expensive, or was it Jaffer that talked about it's pretty expensive to start streaming? Let's talk about a little bit about what like monetary wise it takes to get into streaming. Now, for me personally, I didn't like get all the equipment until a lot later. But let's talk a little bit about how much does it cost if you say I wanted to start streaming today. What is it going to cost me to stream today?
Well, in theory, all you need is a camera and a computer. In theory,
Yes.
But I think we all kind of fall along. Oh yeah, all I need is a webcam, a computer, and this really great software called OBS. It's awesome. And then you go through the rabbit hole of trying to learn how to use all that, set up the scenes, and then from there you got to get better microphone, you get a better webcam, your sound. Some of us like green screens.
But you can do budget things too.
Oh, you can. All you really need, if you want to get fancy with a green screen, all you really need is some green cloth. But it's exactly.
That's my old
but
one.
Then you start getting to like the expensive stuff, like the stream decks. I honestly, if it wasn't for the Stream Deck app, I wouldn't be able to control my stream other than clicking the buttons. So I'm like over here, like, okay, how does this work? And then I really look like the old uncle. Okay, guys, I think this works.
having a second monitor definitely helps out quite a bit. I cannot understand anybody that works only on one single monitor and streams at all. I honestly cannot understand how that happens to work. James, with that, it can be expensive. It can be cheap to start out with streaming. Like I started out streaming. It can be cheap, but it's actually expensive to have the right gear. It can be. So like I started out with on the laptop I'm on now because my computer that I built, something's going on with it. Don't know what's going on with it. I'm having to look at to figure out what's going on. So my laptop I'm on now. I actually started streaming on this, playing MTGO only. I'd never streamed Arena off of this. It's not going to handle that. It can handle It used to be able to handle running OBS and MTGO at the same time. I'm pretty sure it can't anymore. But building a computer can be cheap and it can be expensive. It depends if you build it yourself or if you go to buy a pre-made one. A pre-made one can cost a little bit more than a one that you built yourself. It can. But and there's nothing wrong with buying a pre-built computer. Nothing wrong with that at all if you don't feel comfortable building it. It's basically just giant Legos that are very delicate, that putting them together. But like the hardware is the most expensive parts, and then if your internet is not good enough, basically if you don't have good upload speed, that part can be expensive if depending of like what your budget is and stuff. I'm lucky. My job, I work at my new job now. I work at I recently upgraded my internet. And my job is at a cable internet service provider, so I get free internet, and I can upgrade my internet, and I did, and I pay $20 a month for it, so I get higher upload speeds, which I need because I have a roommate, and he's kind of complained to me a couple times of just like how bad the internet is while I stream, and ever since we upgraded, it's been better. But I use a green screens myself. If I can ever get away with doing budget options for my stream, I will do it. So for the longest time, I used this green cloth back here that's in that box. No longer using it anymore. So if James wants a green screen, if you want one that you hang from your ceiling, I can ship that to you. It's homemade.
Hey.
But so basically, it's a screen cloth that's sewed together, and then I use clamps to hang it from the ceiling off of some hooks, and that worked. And then I recently upgraded to the Elgato green screen before I had all these PC issues, and that thing is super nice to use. You basically just open up, pull it up, like those old projectors in schools that you remember where you pull down from the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the opposite of that. You just pull it up and it just stands up.
Wait, you don't have to hook it up to the ceiling or anything? It just stands up off the ground?
Give me 1 second.
I do remember the cloth.
Oh yeah, it's on a tripod and everything.
Oh, nice. So you hook it. You have a hook.
That's
So cool.
So you have a hook on the ceiling, or just like stops? Boom, boom.
Bet that was loud.
That was very loud. That was very loud.
Sorry. I didn't
But
mean myself.
thank you for doing that. By the way, took a lot of effort. I would have never done that. I wouldn't have done that for you. No. Does it just like stop, or does it hook onto the ceiling?
That one,
Yeah.
it goes up to like 5 feet, I think.
And then it just stops,
Yeah,
or do you have to hook
and
it?
it just stays there.
Oh, nice. You don't have to hook it up. You don't have to hook it onto anything.
Nope.
That's pretty cool.
Cost me $150.
Well, that's not bad.
They were inflated so bad in price though when the pandemic started that it was nearly impossible to get, and you had to pay like $600 to buy one from a third party seller.
What do you do for your lighting?
I have a ring light. I have a ring light that's built on my webcam. I have a LED light that's not command strip to my ceiling right here. I do have a lamp occasionally use if I have to, like it's just an LED lamp. Use only LEDs for lights if you need lights. Don't use your ceiling light for streaming. Do not do that. That's bad for your camera lighting.
What do you do for your now? Lilith, did you start out like buying all of these equipment, or did you work up to it along the way? And what kind of equipment do you have? And kind of like what was the price monetary wise for you to get into streaming?
All right. So let me just start out by saying I have an impulse control problem. And once I make up my mind on something, it's really hard for me to rein it back a little bit. So I was like, the day I decided I was going to start streaming, I was like, we need to go get a webcam right now in the middle of a pandemic when everything's going online, mind you. And we could not find one. So we went to, it was Target. It was specifically Target. I remember that. And we picked up a GoPro because I was like, I'm sure I can use this as a webcam. That was expensive. I wish I wouldn't have done that. I wish I would have waited. Granted, now I use it and it's all good and whatever. I didn't realize I needed a cam link to use the GoPro. The cam link was like $200 more. I was like, I'm not doing this right now.
Wow.
So I ended up ordering one off of Amazon. It's the one I use for my chinchilla cam. It's just like it's Nexigo. It's called Nexigo. It's just, then that was
one
like
of those like third party things that's like obviously not a real company kind of thing. And then is it kind of like one of those things?
the Killian cam or the chinchilla cam?
Yeah.
Probably. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Look, I was in a whole impulse thing. Shopping, I was on Amazon like, I need a webcam right now. It's not going to get here for 2 days, but we're going to try it. So that, I think that was like 60, I want to say, and it's decent. It's not as good as the GoPro, but it's decent. And then I kind of I built my PC, so right off the bat, kind of expensive.
Graphics cards, ridiculous.
Oh
right
my
now.
God. When Josh was like, okay, the next thing we need is the graphics card, I was like, all right, no biggie. We went to the store and I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Excuse
One at the
me.
store was like $400 later.
Yeah,
Like
they're
they should
expensive.
be around $400-$500 for a decent one, and then you go to look online. Oh, well, this company has it sold out. This company has sold out. Go to eBay. Okay, this person has it. Oh, $1,000.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's how I got my Switch too, but that's a whole other story. I was desperate for a Switch and I like met up with some rich person in a Meyer who had both bought Switches. I was like, I know you're screwing me over, but I really want to play Animal Crossing, so I'm gonna need you to hand that over. But yeah, my story is a little bit all over the place because I basically went to PC Part Picker to build my computer, and then once I decided I was gonna start streaming, I just kind of slowly gathered what I was like, because like Russ said, I was like, I just need a webcam. And here we are with a mic now and a keyboard and headset stand and, you know, all this other crap that I'm like, that'd be good for the stream or in the background or whatever. So I don't know how much I've spent. I honestly don't want to know. I'm okay with the decisions I've made. It's too late. Can't go back. But
Mrs. Russ likes to remind me of how much I spent.
No, yeah.
See-
Number one, you don't want to know, and number number two, you don't want to know. Go ahead.
After we're done talking about like each of us of how it took us to get into streaming, I do want to go into budget things of suggestions that I just want to mention.
I can definitely do that because I'm the most budget person possible. Go ahead, Russ. What have you put into your stream?
Well, believe it or not, my webcam is still an old school Logitech that I got like a really dope video camera, handheld camera for Christmas that did not survive my cat. Literally, it lasted, what are we in, May? So my cat knocked it down, but I had to get I have 3 monitors. I've got the I had to build up from the microphone. So I have like the nice little USB microphone, and you just kind of build on. I haven't gotten a Stream Deck yet, but I use the Stream Deck app on my phone because otherwise I couldn't control things. You know, even with 3 monitors, it's still hard. I don't know how anybody would do 1 monitor.
Yeah, I have no clue how anyone would do 1 monitor.
But that is a really cool little cube cam you got there, Jaffer. That was the original one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, so for budget things, I'll go into this in a second. Right now, I am using a Razer Kiyo camera, a webcam that has the built-in webcam. They recently came out. Razer recently came out with a Kiyo 2, which is a more high-end, pricey version. But my first webcam was this, actually, on my PC, my phone. There's an app that you can use that's free to download, and you just plug your phone into your computer and just turn the camera on and the app on, or turn the app on and turn the camera on for it. It gives you like a watermark, but you could just crop that out. But that was my first webcam, and it overheated a few times where I would swear if I just kept holding my phone, I would burn my hand. And I needed a more permanent solution. I didn't want to keep using my my phone. Actually, I'm sorry. Let me go back. I lied. That wasn't my first webcam. My first streams were MTGO on my laptop. So I was using my laptop webcam. Terrible webcam. Terrible.
Yeah, not a good
then
idea.
after I got into having a PC, then I used the phone. After I started having those issues of just my phone like overheating and stuff, and I wanted to use it while I was streaming because I would get like a call, and then all of a sudden the webcam would cut out. And so I was like trying to look because everything was super inflated for a Logitech C920, the usual webcam streamers use. That was inflated to like $200 something when it should be about anywhere from $60 to $80. So I was like, I'm not gonna pay $200 for a webcam. Screw that. And so I was looking at like the cheapo knockoff Amazon ones, random ones you'd find on Amazon, and like I'm a cheap person. I feel like I can find something that's actual brand name for cheaper, possibly. I dug and dug and dug. It took me 2 weeks to find some. Then I found this. This is the YZ security camera, like their base product. And they, out when the pandemic hit, they actually took the initiative to put out a firmware update to transition their security camera to a webcam. This little thing cost me $20.
That's it?
And it's 1080p, but there's a fisheye lens in it. So it is kind of like curved out a little bit, but it's $20, and it's a good budget option for a webcam. If you are starting out, I highly recommend this. I got off Amazon. That's where you can get it from. There are some other things that you have to buy with it. There's a way to set it up and stuff, but I highly recommend checking it out.
What's the name of it so people in chat can look at it?
YZWYZE. I believe they might be based out of Canada. I'm not 100% sure with that, but it's definitely something I highly recommend. And my doorbell just rang. As for other things, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna go check my door.
Yeah, for sure.
Any other budget suggestions from anybody else in here?
Well, I
Go
ahead.
Oh, I was going to say my first microphone. I actually got off a Wish. Like I wouldn't. It lasted me like I can't even make fun of it because it lasted me. It was $20 and it lasted me a whole year. So not everything you get off of Wish.com's garbage. You can occasionally get the diamond in the rough if you spend a little bit of time just being patient. You can find some things to at least get you started.
Right now, I have a friend that is a programmer and he knows how to build computers. So I bought my computer for $1,000 and he built it, and I just picked it up at his house, like already built, which is great, and we got the monitor and everything set up. But but that was before I decided that I was going to stream. Well, I knew I always wanted to stream, but I just hadn't streamed yet. And then it wasn't until I moved that I was like, okay, well, I want to start streaming today. But I didn't have any equipment. So I just took like a couple hours, downloaded OBS, and just like figured it out for an hour or two. It did like almost zero overlay things. Didn't have a webcam. No one could hear me. That was day 1 of me streaming. Day 2, I figured out that I should probably have a webcam, but I had ordered one on Amazon, and it said it would be there in like 3 business days. Well, that took over a week. So I didn't have a camera for over a week. But the one I ordered on Amazon was like, it's not even a Logitech C920. I eventually wanted to get that. But the reason why I haven't got it yet is because this one's like perfectly fine, and I got it for like $25 on Amazon. So I was like, I'm just going to get the cheapest thing possible to hold me over. And it ended up being just like perfectly fine anyway. I have a Blue Yeti Nano now, right here. But I got that as a Christmas present. What people heard from me in the mic that I used when I first started streaming,
and probably sound like you're playing COD back in high school.
And mind you, this was for like 4 or 5 months that I did this. I didn't have this headset. I used I worked from home at the time, and I worked for an agency that I can just like make calls and stuff from home. So I had a headset for my job. I used my job headset with the really crappy mic and really crappy ear things, and I used that to have people hear me, because I was like innovative, and I was like, I don't really want to pay like $60 for a headset, so I just like unplugged from my job computer, USB plug into my computer, put my work headset on, and just use that. And that's it. Oh, and my lighting is, I'll show you. My lighting is a lamp. Literally just, if you can see that. Wait. There it is. There's the lamp. Little on switch. Lamp. And that's it. And my light. That's it.
You're using your ceiling fan light when I told you shouldn't be using that.
Hey, I use my room light too, because if I turn off the light, I look pale as hell. Honestly, it's because I'm lazy and I haven't messed around in my webcam settings yet. So, also it's really like noisy. You know what I mean? In the background when I turn off the light. I have a light panel that I just look directly into for some stupid reason. I have a light panel in front of me, and then I have one behind me that's not on right now because it looks like the sun every time I turn it on, and it's really annoying. And my overhead lights and the light panels I got for like $20 off Amazon.
Yeah, I got my lamp for $0 because my dad ended up just having it in his room.
Oh, nice.
the whole budget thing for like microphones, I'm still using the microphone I originally got for streaming. There's a company out there called Fafine. They are a company that they want to put a quality product out there for a decent price. So my microphone, just the microphone itself, cost me about $40, and it's comparable to a Blue Yeti. I think it's just a Blue Yeti, like the big ball one, the big ball one, or the also the one that's actually like has the little knobs on it. That's a USB microphone as well. It's a USB microphone I'm using, but I like it. It's pretty cool. Has a little knob on it to control the volume on it itself. Have not changed it at all since I set it all up. The arm with it and stuff. Arm is from the same company. The filter thing and shock thing on it is from Amazon. Highly recommend checking them out if you can. They sell their products in Amazon's too, and their own website.
Yeah, I think this is like a really important thing to get into because I don't think a lot of streamers have like really asked like really how much does it really cost to get into streaming. So like hearing actual like people that stream like fairly regularly talk about like this is how much it actually costed, and it's like this isn't what I started with. This is just upgraded is like pretty big. Now I want to get into the last thing that I want to talk about here, and then we'll pack it up because I want to end by 10:15 probably. Because we've already been at this for almost 3 hours now, is the a little bit of like streamer etiquette, okay? Because this is something that I was not taught when I was first started streaming, and I got hammered by certain people because I was not doing things the right way because I literally just didn't know. And I believe I do have a little bit of ADHD. Like certain things don't come to me naturally. And I was kind of like, I don't want to blame this on other people, but I was like kind of like sheltered when I was a kid, so I didn't learn certain life skills. But as far as streaming is concerned, one thing I wanted to talk about to get the ball rolling with talking about etiquette for about like 25 minutes that I want to talk about this is the aspect of self-promotion and self-advertising your stream. When to do this, when it's appropriate, when it's looked down on, when you definitely shouldn't be doing it, and like please no moments. If we can add onto this, I'll go to Uncle Russ first, then go to Jaffer, then go to Lunar Lilith. When you should and when you shouldn't, and when it's probably kind of okay, but still kind of gives off the bad vibe. I'll start with you, Russ.
Definitely if it comes up organically. But please don't moment immediately should be, hey, I stream on this channel during somebody else's stream. It's one thing if somebody says, hey, thanks for coming in. How was your stream? And you go, okay, it was a good stream. We did X, Y, Z. And then you go on about their stream because that's why you're there. You don't talk about your stream in somebody else's stream. That's no bueno.
There is only one exception to that. When you raid somebody and if the streamer asks you, how was your stream?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
my bad.
The only exception.
My bad. Sorry, I kind of misheard that part then.
It's and at the same time, there's a lot of discords where because we're trying to build communities, we want you to self-promote, and there's spots for self-promotion. And you should self-promote in those spots because chances are somebody will go, hey, what's so-and-so doing? Oh, this is neat. And you might find somebody from there. But at the same time, don't just go plastering it all over the world because...
Self-promote in Discord servers but also follow the rules on how to do it. It can be different for different servers.
Right. Now... There's another aspect of it that I think needs to be touched on. Russ, when you said, don't like say, oh, in someone else's stream, oh hi, I stream here, check me out, kind of thing. That's like a definitely please don't, right? Another thing that it's like, maybe it's okay, maybe it's kind of frowned upon, like, but probably just don't do it. Like, if it's an aspect, if there's any chance that it could be like looked at it the wrong way from someone else, just don't do it, right? If someone is just, if you're trying to be like sneaky about it, because like people that have been streaming for a while, like, you know, us in chat here, or us in the call here, we know what you're trying to do, right? Like, even if you're trying to be a little bit, you know, sneaky about it, like, for instance, hey, so-and-so in chat, how's it going today? Oh, hey, dude, I'm doing pretty awesome. Just got done streaming. Stuff like that. Or like if you already have like a bond with them or whatever, and they just like already know that you just got done streaming, like maybe it's okay. That's why I'm saying that it's like this fine line. But if it can be looked at as being promoting your stream, then like probably just like don't mention it. Like, how's it going? Oh, pretty good. Just got done streaming. Oh, cool, nice. Thanks for coming and enjoying the stream. Cool. And then you start talking about your game, talking about like your Golgari deck, right? I'm gonna do this. I'm like, we're gonna attack for lethal here, and then the person in chat goes, that just came into your thing mentioning their stream, saying, "Oh, when I was in this situation on my stream today, I did this." Right? Like you know when you're a streamer, like you know what they're trying to do. Like you know what's going on here. But like it's kind of like they're them being like kind of sneaky about it. And people do this all the time. Like this is not new. Chances are you guys have probably dealt with this. Do you have anything to say about that, Jeffrey?
For this. I have a little story about this.
Yeah.
So when I was very new to streaming Arena, there was some kind of person had a name Wolf in their name that came into my chat and like saying like, "Hey dude, you have some like really good cool vibes. You should come check out my channel." I'm like, I was new and I know like, and I watched a whole ton of videos before getting into streaming, so I knew this is something that people shouldn't be doing, and I just wasn't sure how to tell this person like, "Hey dude, please don't do that." And I was too nervous, and I was like, "Okay, all right, whatever. I'll just give him a follow. Like I'm new to it, might as well check it out." And then I came across another person named For the Wolves in their chat. For the Wolves is one of my mods now that streams as well. And after coming across For the Wolves in that chat and just talking to For the Wolves a little bit, all of a sudden he sent me a friend request on Discord, and that turned into like a friendship from there, and that led me into finding about some other streamers like Gnome's Tavern, Unicorn Fluff, and then that led me to making some awesome viewers that keep coming back. One of them is in the chat right now, actually, Avery61. Avery goes to like every stream he can go to and support everybody. Avery is an awesome person. Avery's so awesome like that. He actually, I'm sorry that I'm kind of going on about Avery now. Avery actually one time had something going on, and he actually DM'd me saying like, "Hey, I'm sorry I haven't been showing up to your streams lately. This sounds blah 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 happened." I'm like, yeah, I didn't expect that. I don't like expect anybody to tell me why they haven't been around, but that's so nice of somebody to like, they care to like let people know of like that why they're not around. So like Avery's just a really good person, a good viewer as well. But just like from that one interaction of that one person coming to my stream when I was starting out, just like, "Hey, you should come check out my stream," and lean into finding other streamers and making friends that way. That was a great time. Now, anytime in the future, this happened a couple times now. If they're like, "Hey, I'm just starting out streaming. Can you come follow me, or can you come raid me or something?" I automatically go like, literally, I will put like a stern tone on and go like, "Hey, I'm sorry, but you really should not be doing that." If they put their link in there, I will delete the message that has the link. I'll just say, "You really should not be doing that. I know that you're just starting out, but there's like a kind of just like that's not proper etiquette with being a streamer." That actually gives a bad tone, and in some chats, you would actually get banned for doing that. So I'm not going to ban you unless you do it again or something. Please just enjoy the stream. I'll check out your channel, and maybe I'll come check it out some other time as well. But just please don't do that again.
I think one of the biggest, it's cool to talk about the etiquettes, but let's talk about a little bit about why they exist too, right? I think the etiquette. I know that the etiquette exists to not promote yourself in your stream on someone else's stream is because the people that are in the stream are watching because they want to watch the stream, not because they want to watch someone else's stream.
Yep.
And Twitch viewers have view different streams for an average of an hour and a half. That is the average that someone watches a stream. This is not like YouTube. No one watches for 15, 18 seconds and turns on the next YouTube, right?
Nobody watches the whole video anyways.
Yeah, no one watches the whole video. Yeah.
But anyways.
But like that's the reason why it exists. When you say this in someone else's stream, to go like follow me and check me out and say like, oh, that's it. This is the exact same deck I'm playing on my stream. Go check out my stream at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Like in the stream. Like the people, this is not helping. This will only hurt. Mm-hmm. The only thing this will help you is to get timed out. Or banned or like people that are watching that person aren't going to want to watch you. It'll actually like deter them from watching you. Like if the next time that they're looking through the Magic directory and they see your name, they're like, "Oh, that's that one guy that I was like promoting themselves in this other person's stream that I was watching like yesterday." So I'm not going to watch them. You know, like that actually happens. I'm not saying this is like a something that's going to destroy your career or anything. Don't get me wrong. But just stop doing it, because the only thing it'll ever do is hurt you. It's never going to help, because the people that are in that chat are watching not for someone else's stream. If they wanted to watch other people's streams, they'd be looking through the directory or looking through their follow list and finding a stream that they like. But they definitely won't be looking for you, because you're the one that is kind of like being that way. You're being that, like, okay, not to say like you're being like a super bad person, because you're probably like an awesome person, but just to let you know, you're being that guy or that girl. Like, you're being that guy, and you don't want to be that guy. So do you have anything to say about this, Lilith?
Yeah, look, I have a lot of pet peeves. Self promo is one of the biggest ones, because I like, and again, it depends on who it is. Like, if one of my mods were to come in and be like, just got done streaming, like you were saying earlier, I'd kind of brush it off a little. And that's not, as long as the person just doesn't mention it really again after that, I'm usually like, all right, whatever. But, you know, there's been certain situations in my Discord or in my stream when people are like, well, yeah, I got a 12-hour stream coming up, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a great, fun 12-hour stream at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you there. I mean, like, dude, come on. And I've had to DM somebody and be like, hey, can you just not? I didn't say it like that, but like that was my tone.
This reminds me of that one whole situation. This one random person in your Discord just went off on just saying some stupid thing that
Which
led
one?
to them. It happened a couple months ago. I don't remember the full exact context, but they were just like going off the rails, like just swearing left and right, saying random things. And
was it me?
No. It was somebody you banned, or one of your mods banned.
Oh yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
And I was like, I was at work, and I was like, what the heck's happening? And I actually stopped what I was doing at work to check it out and to see if like you needed help or something. And it was already taken care of by the time I got in there. But like, it was like, what the heck? And
so
like,
that wasn't an issue of self-promo. So look, I swear a lot, okay? I swear like a sailor. My content, even when I'm playing Stardew Valley, it's not for kids. So I've recently rebranded as an 18+ streamer because I need to. So I changed the Discord server to 18+. We had somebody join, and you have to acknowledge the rules and click the little reaction button to say like you are 18. That takes liability off my shoulder. If you say you're 18, we're not going to mention it again, because I have no reason to not trust you. well, this person's mannerisms was just very young. You can tell when it's a young person. And so we're all kind of talking about high school memories and stuff. And I was like, so, are you in high school? Like, if it's not a big deal if you're in high school, but this is an 18. One of my mods mentioned this is an 18 plus server, and they were like, "I'm going to sleep. Good night." I don't fucking think so. You have until midnight to answer me, or you're getting banned. And they got banned because I don't like people lying to me. That's another one of my biggest pet peeves. But also the sneaky self promo bothers me almost more than just the outright promo. If you're gonna promo, just do it. Just do it. Like, you know, don't try to be sneaky and be like, my stream is so great, or, you know, I'm like, I'm doing this today, and somebody's like, oh yeah, my stream is today again at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's just like, bro, come on, just don't be sneaky about it. Like, if you need to get it out, put it in the self promo channel that I specifically have set up for you to self promo. The channel.
I do think that a majority of streamers, when they first started out, I know I'm part of this, we all have been at fault for trying to self promo in either another streamer stream or somehow in Discord the wrong way. And I think a majority of us are at fault for that, of like, for when we first start out. I definitely have done that, and then I learned the hard way not to do that.
Same.
I know James does that have as well.
I learned the hard way too.
I don't think
I definitely learned the hard way.
I don't think I have ever, like, I'm scared to talk about my streams and other people's streams because it bugs me. Like, from the very get-go, it bugged me. So I also just feel bad anytime I talk about myself. So, you know, if I'm in somebody's stream and they're like, how's your stream? I was like, it's good. How's yours going? Like, I'm immediately like, just please don't, I'm here to chill. Like, please just talk about your stream. Like,
Lilith, so you don't like talking about yourself? Now, can you please, you have 10 minutes to talk about yourself. Go. No, it's like, no.
Oh, I just panicked. I was like, oh, fuck. What am I going to say?
No. But yeah, like, so you're talking about, like, they even get it down to the time zone, right? They want you to, like, know their time zone. It's like, I'm Eastern. Mm-hmm. So, like, please don't miss it. But, no. But,
they send the link to the time zone converter. They're like, just in case, like...
Just in case you confuse...
GMT +5, just make sure.
Just in case you confuse me with an island off the coast of Central America. No, like, I think the sneaky one is kind of interesting too, because it's like you kind of know what they're doing, but they kind of they might know that you know what's going on, but they don't really know, and you don't really feel comfortable like calling them out on it because you know they're trying to be smooth.
But they can also just not care at the same time.
Those situations...
I feel... I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I feel that the sneaky self-promo is actually more offensive than the regular I'm an idiot and just don't know any better self-promo.
Yeah.
Because the sneaky self-promo, they know. They're being sneaky. Like, they know what they're doing. And
they think they're... you guys know I'm not a big people person, but to me, the sneaky self-promo says, I think I'm smart enough or clever. I'm clever enough, because there is a difference. I'm clever enough to get away with this. And then for me as a streamer, it's uncomfortable to deal with that because there is a certain, like, not facade or whatever, but an image you want to keep. Like, you don't want to just, like, ban anybody who brings up that they stream, you know? So it's kind of, for me, it's difficult to deal with those situations and be like, can you just not, especially the really sneaky ones that just kind of keep talking about their stream, but they're not really saying they're streaming, those really, really sneaky ones. I'm like, I want to yell at you, but I can't because I'm streaming, and it's hard to not yell, but like, it's hard to deal with that situation. And like, how do I remain firm, but not also look like a dick, you know?
Yeah, like, it's kind of like that situation where I was saying like, oh, this situation came up on stream for me yesterday. You should do this. Or like when you're playing Red Dead Redemption or something, like, you should do this quest before this quest because when I did it on the stream the other day, like, because it opens people in chat to be like, either feel uncomfortable with it, or because they're watching you, or they're going to be like, oh, you stream? What's your stream? And like, you don't want to like be like going back and forth with like all that kind of stuff while you're on stream, right?
Right.
And it could even become a little bit, and beware of this also, streamers. If you're in someone else's stream and someone else in their stream recognizes you and says, "Hey, at Charizard James, when is your next stream?" Like they just ask you. I make a point to not answer them in the streamer's stream. I always whisper it to them.
Same.
I always whisper it to them and say, "This is when I'm streaming," and so that like they know, and I'm not just like spewing my stream on someone else's chat, even if someone asks me, because it could be like rubbed the wrong way for the streamer. I don't want that.
I'm sorry. I have a thing I want to bring up after we're done with this topic.
Okay, sure. Yeah, for sure.
There's been one time that I haven't whispered it, and it was an Astral's Flame, because somebody was like, "When are you streaming next?" I was like, "Oh, I'm not." I was like, "I'm not comfortable answering that because like I don't want to self promo an Astral's stream, so I'll whisper it to you." And Astral's was like, "I don't give a fuck," because he's one of my mods. So like, but he said it in his Astral's way. He's like, "Oh, I don't care," you know, because he doesn't swear as much as I do. But that's how I translated it in my brain. So you know, that was like the one time that I was like, yeah, this is when I'm streaming next, because I explicitly got his permission, you know. But other than that, I'll whisper it because I'm not trying to be that person.
Like there was one time that someone asked me for my deck list in someone else's chat that I was playing that they knew I played. Were you watching this, Jaffer? In Danny T Law's stream?
I think so.
Well, someone asked me what my deck list was, and I did not see this as self-promotion. But I said, my deck list is in the pinned tweet on my Twitter, because that's like the best way to find it. I had my deck list right there. You could see it. It's the first thing that comes up. So I was like, it's on the first screen of my Twitter, and I gave the Twitter link so for them to just click it.
I can see where this is going already.
And then Danny was like, he like kind of like chuckled at me. He was like,
and then he DM'd you after.
I kind of see what you did there, kind of thing. But like, it really wasn't like that in my actual heart. Like I was like, that's actually the best way for you to find my deck list. But what I should have done is like whispered them my Twitter handle, or just like whispered them a actual clickable version of my deck. Right. So if there's anything that could even be beyond a shadow of a doubt, maybe self-promoting kind of, you should just stay away from it.
Yeah.
When I was in the Navy many moons ago as a young Russ, we had a saying, like they actually plastered it or painted it on the hanger. It was, if there's doubt, there's no doubt. If you have to stop and think about whether or not you should do something, probably shouldn't do it.
I feel like I'm listening to my dad talk to me in high school after he grounded me on the way to the tire store when we had our conversations. I mean that in the most loving way. No, those are fond memories, but the other part, but yeah.
Is it okay if I go into the topic I want to bring up?
Yes, perfect.
So the thing I want to bring up is my most favorite chats, that messages I get in my chat, and the least favorite. The least favorite I get is from a viewer. I'm gonna go watch so and so stream. I'm gonna or from another streamer. Okay, I'm gonna go stream. Don't do that, please. I understand that like it's come up multiple times of like the viewer side has been a topic that comes up on Twitter every now and then. But like it kind of like at the same time I'm like, okay, whatever. But then also I'm like, okay, am I not good enough for you to continue watching? I understand there's other creators you want to enjoy watching as well, but I have a lot of self-doubt in myself, so I kind of go to the negative side when I'm thinking about it, about that little message. I just recommend not
and that's one of the reasons why you turn your viewer account off, you and Lilith, right? Because like when you hear a comment like that, when you hear a comment like that, like, okay, I'm gonna like even me, like if someone says in my stream, all right, I'm gonna go bug Jaffer now. Like I know they don't want to like make it seem like, you know, they want to make it like fun and stuff. Like I'm gonna go bug him real quick. Like even that, like even though like you're one of my best streamer friends, so like I don't really care if someone goes to watch it or not, right? And you're my son, so you know. Like I don't really care if someone goes to watch someone else's stream or not, because like whether we like it or not, people are going in and out of our streams constantly.
Yes.
Like
I don't care about it.
But like if you're gonna announce the fact that you're leaving your stream, like it's never a good look. Like you're not being funny, right? Like
Shit hurts.
And it makes the streamer think like that they're doing something wrong. Like regardless
Yes.
of whether you like it or not, whether
Yeah.
you're trying to be funny, whether you're a super nice guy or girl, like it just makes the streamer be like, well, am I not being entertaining enough? Is my gameplay not good enough? Like, and they just like actually have those feelings. So if you're gonna go and leave the stream, just leave the stream. Like you don't have to like, please don't announce it to them.
That is one of my biggest moments of self-doubt, and I've had people do that, and I know they don't mean it in a harmful way, but they'll be like, I'm gonna go bug so-and-so, or I'm gonna go watch this stream. That shit hurts. Like, as much as I don't want to take it personally, I take it a little bit personally, and then I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I slip into this cycle of what am I doing wrong? How can I do this better? And then I'm not focusing on the content I'm putting out live. It's not like YouTube where if I zone out, I can just edit it out. Like, it's just this vicious cycle. And I know they don't mean it that way, but it's hard not to take it personally when you're actively live creating something and someone says, I'm going to go watch somebody else create something,
Right. And even to what Monkey Yellow Swag said is like they usually say, I'll be back. I mean, even that is kind of approaching the I'm leaving thing, right? If someone says, I'll be back, like, yeah, cool, you'll be back. But even if you don't talk for 30 minutes and then you do actually come back and you don't announce that you're coming back, like, it's fine for us. Like, we're going to be streaming anyways. If you have to go and, like, cook dinner or something and you come back and start talking, like, if you're an active chatter in someone's stream and all of a sudden you're not chatting for 30 minutes, like, like, the streamer's going to know that, like, you had something come up and you're not watching right now. Right? I don't even think you have to announce that you'll be right back.
So for me, those are my two least favorite chat messages I get. What's everybody else's least favorite chat messages?
Honestly, that one.
That probably just hits the nail on the head there. Like,
I have abandonment
yeah.
issues. Anytime someone's like, "Hey, I'm leaving you," I'm like, oh, "Okay."
But why?
Like I don't like. Some people have a problem with backseat gaming. I really don't have a problem with it. I like talking. I like talking through lines of play with Magic. Maybe it would change with other games, but as long as you're not like derogatory about it or like saying that you suck or whatever, I'm okay with backseat gaming.
See, I don't like being
I know I suck.
too. So when people come in my chat, especially random people, and they're like, "You should do this," I'm like, "You should fuck off," because I don't need you to tell me how to play the game.
Do you have the thing of no backseat gaming in your categories?
Oh yeah, I put it in my title before too, and people still will come in and be like, "This is how you should play the game." I'm like, I'm gonna make sure I don't do that now, even if it's better, simply because I don't want to listen to you.
People don't know how to read.
Obviously.
Well, with that, then, my favorite chats to get are two, well, from viewer side and from streamer side. Actually, one of them from the viewer side can be on the streamer side as well. The streamer side is, hey, I just started streaming. Like, can you give me some tips on what to do? And as long if they're not self-promoting or not like saying like, hey, I just started streaming. This is my link. Can you tell me what to do or something like that? If they're just like, I just started streaming. I'm not sure what I should be doing. Can you give me some tips? I like those kind of messages as long as there's no self-promotion. I'm repeating myself again now. Because I like teaching. I like teaching, giving advice. I enjoy it quite a bit. So I just like that. And then the viewer side, it's related to Magic. But when a viewer comes in and they're like, hey, I really like the deck you're playing. I just don't understand it completely, like how to play it. Can you like kind of teach me how to play it correctly? Or if they're like, hey, I'm just getting into Magic. I don't know what to do with the game. Can you give me some pointers on what to do? It's just overall, like whenever I can teach something to somebody, I really enjoy it. So those kind of experiences that I get to come across from chat, I really love them. So those are my favorite chat messages that I get.
I do like that, but if they have like a little bit of self promotion in there, I would honestly just prefer them to message to like type an exclamation point Discord DM me.
Yes.
Yes,
I've had that too. Like, oh, can you help us with this, that, or the other? Well, yeah. Or hey, this is a really cool deck list that I just created. You want to take a look? Yeah, you know what? Go ahead and hit me up in Discord, and we'll take a look there. I have a spot for that, but this isn't the place.
I don't mind. I personally don't mind the here's my deck list. Would you look at it kind of thing? But I'm not gonna give an actual I'm gonna click on it and look at it briefly real quick, but I'm not gonna give you like what I would cut and add to it or like any like theory behind it or anything. That stuff I actually do if you post it in Discord in the appropriate spot where I have in Discord for you to post deck lists. And I will actually look at it for like literally take like 10 minutes to look at it when I'm free on my lunch break at work or something, and actually go through cards I think you should take out, mana based problems, different things like that, and I will actually respond to you with like a freaking paragraph. But I'm not going to do that on stream.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, in that case, I have about 52 deck lists I need to send you.
All right, bring it on.
Let me rephrase my thing about the Magic side. If I'm in if I'm doing a stream where it's just like a chill ladder grinding stream, basically, I am completely okay with that. If I'm in a tournament stream, I will tell the player that, or viewer that message that, I will ask them basically what you guys said of like, can you just please send me a message on Discord? I'm currently in a tournament. I'll be more than happy to talk with you more on Discord. Or if it's like, if they're still around and I have time between rounds, then I'll talk about it a little bit during then. Just like that, I should have phrased it that way.
My personal favorite messages, like, I don't have a lot of knowledge to offer people. My content is kind of being bad at games, but my favorite things to hear, I love the vibes here, or I was having a bad day and then I came here and I'm laughing and relaxed, or something along those lines, because that's what I want. That's what I want to give like to my community and things like that, is I want to make people have like better days if they're having a crappy day, or continue their good day. I want to make people laugh. Granted, my sense of humor is very
Great.
towards a certain group of people. Thank you. But yeah, so those are my favorite things to hear, is that people love the vibes and that they're able to relax in my stream, because that's really what I go for, which is why I always say at the end of my streams to remember to take a deep breath, and then we take a deep breath and calm the fuck down, because that's the whole thing, you know.
Hey Lilith.
Yo.
Why is your Pikachu waving at us?
I swear I'm gonna throw it at you guys. I swear. Who is it? Who started it? Oh, Russ, you and I are gonna fight after the podcast.
This is a big family fight, as it is.
Big family fight.
James and Russ, what's your favorite chat messages to get?
I'll let Russ go first.
My favorites are actually the one I got that actually carried me through for a week was, hey, you know what? I found you randomly because you're playing Gruul, and I really like Gruul, and then we just basically started a 1 hour conversation on the merits of playing red and green in Historic, and why I'm really bad at it. But it was just like such a random thing, but it ended up filling up a day of just, hey, you know, I like this too. And it became a thing, like in Step Brothers. You want to go practice karate in the garage?
Yeah, for me, my favorite messages are like exactly what I just got from it's just Kai now, like literally just my favorite. Hey man, greetings from Ireland. I've thoroughly enjoyed your streams lately. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm just like, I have that like what is it called? Words of affirmation, love language. If you've ever like read the book or seen the book, like the 5 love languages, and like if someone messages me like, dude, you've been doing so awesome lately, like what Dr. Doof was saying today, like you've been killing it, like you're gonna get partners soon, like I love your streams, like all this kind of things, like those are just by far my favorite messages.
Oh, I think same here. Like, I was trying to be. I feel like those kind of messages are like every streamer's favorite, or content creators' messages. I was trying to figure out like think of a different kind of message for myself personally. I'm not saying like that's a bad thing. That's your favorite message. Like those are one of my favorite messages too. Like I love just hearing seeing in chat of like people just complimenting like, hey, you've been doing really good lately. Things like that. Like, I'm just kind of reiterating what you just said. I'm gonna stop.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I guess if I had a favorite one besides that, it would just be more like words of affirmation. Like when I'm playing Magic, and someone I do like some kind of crazy play, and they're like, "Dude, that was such an awesome line. I would have never seen that. I would have never seen that play. Like, wow, that was insane." Like just like kind of affirming words like that are just my favorite. Like, yeah, like I like ones that get me thinking as well. Like, what do you think of this line rather than the one that you did? And I like that back and forth talk, but it's not my favorite. Like, it's definitely up there. Like my second favorite probably, but my favorite is definitely just like, dude, that play was PogChamp, or like whatever kind of thing. You know, I just like love the like I would have never seen that. That was five head kind of thing. Especially when there's like two or three people saying that at the same time, like something actually crazy happens, and everyone was like, "OMG, OMG, OMG, PogChamp, PogChamp, PogChamp." It's like I just love seeing that.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like everyone that's like doesn't have like 1,000 viewers, it doesn't have like chat going crazy all the time, just likes to see that like just little moment of time where like three or four people are just like saying like emotes at the same time. I don't know. I just like really like that. But anyway, it is Real Ghost said affirmation is Golgari. I mean golden.
I saw that. I loved reading that. If we're gonna be ending in a minute, can we just recap the benefits of joining a community real quick? Because I see Floos was asking about that. Just like a real quick thing. Not gonna go in detail of like all the benefits or anything. Just like, would that be all right?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Let's do that as a kind of like a closing statement, and then we'll get off for the night, and then I'll go ahead and play some historic.
Okay. Do either you, Russ, or Lilith want to start that off, or?
Oh no, I'm gonna sit here and then I'm gonna finish up and go watch James's stream. Oh wait, no, we were talking. We can't do that, right? But no. But seriously, no. The F2K ComNet community, if you're a streamer, is amazing. Just the being a part of a group that's there to support you, in good days and bad. You know, things are going a little rough. Somebody's going to reach out. Hey, bud, how you doing? Are you okay? You know, but you have that friendship of community, but you also have a group of like-minded people that can help you and help you grow with just knowledge, with support, and friendship.
Yeah, and it's a really great community to be in. Just hang out with other people, and like everybody here, we're all great friends from that community. If I never joined it, I never would have met these people. But if you do join like a streaming community, like say for ComNet, if you join it and just lurk and don't do anything, you're not going to get anything out of it. You get out of it from what you put into it. So if you put no effort into it, you're going to get nothing out of it. So just make sure, like, if you do join a community, just try to be a little bit active if you can. And it's just fun if there's more people active as well. I highly recommend it. And if you do want to join it, there should be a link below James' stream. If you're on a computer, go to his panels right below us right now, and there should be a big bar that says if you're an affiliate or partner, click here to join F2K ComNet.
It's also a command on our on everybody's stream.
Yes,
the exclamation ComNet.
A job I will tell you what to do every time in every stream. No, but anyways, so yeah, if you're a Twitch affiliate or Twitch partner and you enjoyed hearing about ComNet and you think it's a good fit for you, feel free to check it out. Lilith, do you have anything you want to say about that?
About ComNet, I could go on all night long about the friends that I've made, the memes. God, the memes. So many memes. No, but
So
seriously,
many.
I have never met such. This kind of includes my IRL friends too. No, I've never met such a supportive, genuine group of people. Granted, keep in mind they're like family. Not everybody is going to be that way. Again, what you get, as these two have said, what you put into it, you're going to get out of it. And you know, as an ambassador, if you are joining F2K ComNet, feel free to reach out. It's just these aren't people who are just celebrating your streaming milestones. I've been like hey, this happened today just in real life, and people are still just as excited for me. Like, it's not just a streaming thing, it's a people thing, it's a connecting thing, making genuine connections. Just asking for follows is not going to get you anywhere, as we've all learned the hard way. Making those genuine connections with people, that's look, I'm gonna be honest, I don't follow people unless I like their content or I feel like a bond with them or have some sort of connection with them. That's when I go into their streams, that's when I go watch their streams. Like, I don't play Magic that often, but I still like going into Jaffer and Russ's Astrals, all of their streams, because I have a connection with them. I like interacting with them, and there's just, keep in mind the genuine connection portion of it, not just the networking. And you'll see lots of friendships blossom out of that.
I just realized during this whole entire time there's a pile of dirty clothes sitting right next to me and camera view the whole entire time.
Yeah, I didn't really notice that.
It's okay, we're not judging.
Okay.
We're not judging, but we're secretly judging. There's a difference.
James, what do you have to say about ComNet, about the little parts we're talking about real quick before we're done?
I have the link in there to join ComNet. Is this something that you'd like to do? ComNet is definitely by far the best streaming team that I've ever been a part of or ever heard of. Everyone's super supportive. It's something that it's somewhere that it's a place that's like very welcoming to streamers, and you don't really like find that all the time. And they're not just like bots welcoming you, hashtag exclamation point Aishoshi in chat, but they're not
if
just
you join the Discord, there's an actual command for that.
They're not just like bots welcoming you and doing follow for follow, sub for sub, whatever things. It's actually people that are interested in you succeeding. Now, you don't usually get that, but this is actually genuine and an actual chance to both get your name out there in a healthy way, get to know other streamers and network in a healthy way, instead of giving off the wrong vibe to other streamers, like trying to promote yourself in their chats or just being leechy or anything like that. Everyone's in it for everybody, and it's just the best place. It's just the best place to be if you want to be on a stream team. Now, thank you, Jaffer. Thank you, Little Lilith. Thank you, Uncle Russ, and Dr. Doof and Ice Yoshi for being on here. And our Fade to Karma ComNet Ambassadors version of the StreamCast podcast will be number 18. It's going to be posted on YouTube as well. Thank you once again, you folks. Let's Monkey Yellow Swag. Can we give all of these F2K ComNet ambassadors a quick shout out one more time? Thank you very, very much for your time. Is there anything you'd like to say to end the podcast today? I'll start with you, Uncle Russ.
Just don't forget to love each other.
What would you like to say, Jaffer?
If you're a streamer and you're just starting out, or if you want to find people to just connect with and just have a good time, check out ComNet. Enjoy yourself. Don't push yourself too hard. You'll put yourself in a bad mindset. Just enjoy it. It's a hobby. It's a hobby at first. If you're doing it to try to do it as a job at first, wrong mindset. It's a hobby.
Any parting words, Lilith?
Yes, a couple. So my first is, remember that your Twitch stats do not define your worth. This is something I've been telling myself a lot lately. Those numbers, they do not define your worth as a content creator. Then my other thing is just the general, remember to take a deep breath and calm the fuck down.
There we go. That's what I would expect to hear out of Lilith. There we go. Never stop being yourself. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you once again, ambassadors, for coming on the stream. I'm looking forward to working with you guys more in the future. And as you know, we've already been talking for the longest time anyway. So, anyways, looking forward to your good afternoon messages, Lilith. And Jaffer, you're my son, so you can go to your room now. Oh wait, you're in your room. And thank you, Russ, for all of your help and support throughout the last few months.
No problem.
So, have a wonderful rest of your night, folks. And I'm going to go ahead and stream some Magic the Gathering, some Boros mid-range in Historic. So have a wonderful rest of your night, folks.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yes, no worries.
Bye-bye.
Anytime.